of fun we can generate, so just be there.
Why don't you make a date
The family show where everyone plays the game. Well, feast your eyes. It's unbelievable, I hear you cry.
It's inconceivable.
But magic will take you beyond your wildest dreams.
If you want a genie, then I can be your man. Rub my lamp and hear him say,
Pot as many balls as you can.
Down at Crinkly Bottom, they'll all be tuning in. So join us for a Christmas full of fun. Here on BBC One.
Now on BBC One, it's time for another adventure in space and time with Lee McMenemy, David Cummings and Cameron Phillips in The Police Box.
Quarantine session! What do you mean, oi, Mr. Quarantine session!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, 'twas the week before Christmas, and all through Phil Collinson's house, not a creature was stirring, not even a cheque from the mouse. Welcome to the Police Box Live Christmas Special 2024. Tonight we take a step out of the courtroom and break away from our normal format for a special episode. We've got our nearest and dearest over to take part in a game that's almost certain to cause consternation when somebody forgets the rules and is guaranteed to be the trigger for spiteful behaviour, petty arguments and upset. The true spirit of Christmas. I'm joined tonight as ever by a man who has spent the last week getting into the spirit of tonight's proceedings by following a star, which has backfired somewhat as he's now subject to a restraining order after being caught going through Michelle Ryan's bins at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's Cameron Phillips.
That's tame in comparison to what I thought you were going to come up with, but yeah, carry on. I'll take that.
It's Christmas time. I have to be kind to you.
It is,
don't I?
Yeah.
How are you, Cam?
I'm doing not bad. How's yourself, Judge?
For once tonight, not a judge. I'm free of my
Not true. Well, I suppose. Yeah.
There you go, either much you will have noticed that Dave isn't here tonight. He's unable to join us, sadly, so he might be watching along. He might harangue us from the cheap seats in the comments. We don't know. But he'll be back next time round. As I alluded to moments ago, tonight we're going to be doing something a little bit different from our usual episodes, but we'll get into the finer details of that shortly. But we won't be doing this alone, because we're joined on this festive folly tonight by the three wise men of the Police Box Live, who'll be bringing the comedy gold, franken nonsense and mirth as they help us get bogged down in a messy rewriting of the classic era of Doctor Who. Tonight, thank God it's them instead of you. It's the one and only Dylan Rees, Joe Ford and Mark Donaldson.
Hello.
That's a message.
Oh, I bloody love that advert you put on at the start. You know, ding dong, ding dong, ding a ling. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I was
Did that
surprised.
not take you back to the mid-90s?
I was surprised how many of those people you could still put on television now who haven't been cancelled considering the period.
Ooh.
I only spotted I didn't spot a single paedophile and just a couple of racists.
2.4 children, though. I used to love that show. No one else watched it. I loved it.
Yeah, I used to love it.
I used to watch it. Yeah, but
I'm sure we all feel very flattered as well that you called us all boys at the end of that little trailer. Boys, yeah, all right.
He was only referring to the size of your penis. It wasn't anything to do with the rest of you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Say it started in spirit. It's meaning to go on tonight. There we go.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. But this is I feel this is going to just get worse as the time goes on.
Go slowly downhill from here.
Yep.
Can I confess something though? I mean, I did message Dylan halfway through the day and say to him, Dylan, what are we doing tonight? And Dylan messaged me back and went, I'm not entirely sure. I'm just going to turn up and see what happens. And I said to him, yeah, me too. All right, so we're both here, all right? We've got a fucking clue what's going on.
Do you know what, Joe? During the course of the evening, I can guarantee you'll be thinking, what am I doing?
Oh, okay, great.
I can guarantee that. Most people
With
that
your
come to the
life.
Box think that.
I mean, look, I've got Mandy here to help me out. I'll be fine.
Oh, excellent. I'll put up an extra ticker on the bottom of the screen to vote for Mandy or Big Ron later on. We'll get those phone votes in.
Yeah.
Rake in the cash.
Do a little jig, and it will literally be a jig. The amount of food I've eaten this year, Jesus.
Right then, so before we extract your pennies from you with that phone vote, let's just get into proceedings properly, shall we?
Yes, we should.
Yes.
Okay,
I feel we're going to be here for a while.
Yeah, this could either be very, very short or very, very long. Let's find out what it's going to be, because it's time to rewind
You've said that
all the way
before,
back.
sorry.
Won't be 2.5 hours. It's time to rewind all the way back to 1963, the rock and roll years. So without any further ado, it's time to rewrite classic Doctor Who.
Rewrite history, not one line.
So tonight on the Police Box, we'll be attempting, if not the impossible, then certainly the inadvisable, as we try to rewrite the entirety of the classic era of Doctor Who. So let's get into how this whole thing is going to work in
Before
theory
you do,
over the course
can
of
I
the
just
evening.
compliment you on something on that wonderful video there? But it was brutal what they did to John Pertwee there. Just like yanked that cushion off, landing on his face.
Pushed into the TARDIS, sent on his way.
God.
Offer an eternity of prison and crank up your granny. Okay, well, let's move on from the mistreatment of a beloved character actor and let you know exactly what we've got planned tonight. So, what we'll be doing is we'll be taking the classic series of Doctor Who and wiping the slate clean. We're going to remove all the Doctors and the companions from their stories. Starting at An Unearthly Child and moving onwards, we're going to replace them with the high-tech magic of 2 spinning wheels off the internet. So, for example, to start off with, An Unearthly Child could end up with a cast of the 6th Doctor, Leela, Adric and the Brigadier, taking the place of the 1st Doctor, Ian, Barbara and Susan. So, what we'll be doing, we'll be doing that. We reach the point, what will we be doing? Oh, sorry, I paused that up, haven't I? Never separate lines in a text document. Right. From there, we'll speculate on how this new era will pan out with these characters in place. Now, when we reach the point where either a Doctor or companion leaves the show in real life, we'll then write out one of their counterparts from our timeline. So, say when Susan leaves in the Dalek invasion of Earth, one of our new casts similarly must go. When that happens, Cam, Mark, Joe and Dylan will each choose a character to remove and pitch their ideas on how they'd write them out. One of the guys will then get to decide which idea we go with. The power to do this will be cycled round everybody tonight, so everyone gets a chance to wield that unimaginable power, and so it will continue all the way until we get to survival. But Once a companion's gone, they're not necessarily out of the picture for good, because each of the guys will have a wild card to play at any point tonight during the proceedings, which will allow them to bring back an ejected companion of their choice to drop into whatever Doctor and companion pairing is active at the time. They'll have to choose wisely, though, as they can only do this once. Clear as mud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll become clear as it goes on, I'm sure. So
You've boiled that down to the simplest possible level. We still look baffled, but we'll give it a go.
I aim to baffle everybody. That's the format.
When in doubt, just shout Adric. I think that's
yeah.
I think that's what we do.
Oh yeah.
We rewrite the entirety of classic Doctor Who, and obviously the audience of the Polis box and decide that is the preferable option, and stop with Doctor Who altogether.
Everyone's given up anyway.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. No, only you.
I haven't really. Babylon 5 for life. Watch one episode.
Right then, let's get started properly then. So, by the magic of the internet, I will bring up our first spinning wheel of the evening. Talk amongst yourselves, because I have to change tabs. It's all very technical, you know.
If you got it like the Wheel of Fortune, you know.
Well,
That'd be
do you know
brilliant.
what?
Oh my lord. Oh.
The Wheel of Fortune.
Wow, not
Look
just a spinning
at
wheel,
that.
the #1 online spin wheel generator.
Oh yeah, no
expense spent.
no expense spent tonight.
Lovely
Wow.
capture colours as well. Fabulous.
Yeah, I pulled out the stops.
Really read them.
Funny you should say that, Joe, because we bit of music to accompany the spinning wheel. There we go. Sadly, we couldn't book John Leslie for tonight's episode for reasons.
For obvious reasons.
Right then, let's get started. Let's find out who our new first Doctor is going to be. Let's spin the wheel and see who'll be going into An Unearthly Child. So here we go.
See, this comes up as William Hartnell. The whole thing's busting.
Oh no, that would be hilarious.
Our new
Patrick
first
Troughton.
Doctor, Patrick Troughton. So there we go. Patrick is our new first Doctor. So,
Okay.
I don't think the show's got legs, if I'm honest.
Me neither.
Not if it's starting with that crabby old clown.
As Lee frozen?
I thought I'd frozen, but maybe not.
No, turns out Lee's frozen.
Oh, Lee!
Oh no.
There's too much
Let's guess
power
a
on the
companion.
screen.
Let's guess a companion. Who would go with Patrick Troughton?
It's nothing bad.
I think
Perry.
it should be... Perry. No, she was with him in Two Doctors.
Yeah, and nothing happened. But
No, you know the bit where they get out of the manacles, boy. He grabs her around straight away, doesn't he? Come on, Perry, off we go.
wow, he's a dirty old man. That second Doctor.
Not the second Doctor.
Oh,
Oh, no!
Are you trying? Oh no.
We've lost Lee.
Oh,
How do-
he's
how do
lost
we-
faith in the format.
I think that's John Leslie. John Leslie's come back. Hey, there.
if that's not a sign of things to come this evening, I don't know what is.
We got to survival, mate. It's fine.
It's done. Good night.
What a way to end Classic Who, right?
It was Trevor, Martin, and Adric who were the final Doctor and companion.
And its companion Proton.
Yeah.
Okay, well, before my internet crumbles again, shall we get on to the companions that are going to be joining our new first Doctor?
Yeah.
Please do.
Let's do that. Right, let's get that window up.
Please let it be Perry, because we've already written that.
So we have 3 spaces in the TARDIS alongside Patrick Troughton. So replacing Ian, Barbara and Susan will be...
Oh, I love this music.
So we have Zoe.
Oh!
Jamie?
An unearthly child, you might say.
Yeah, we're really mixing it up here. Okay, let's spin again for the second companion. The second Romana will be joining the TARDIS crew.
Oh my god.
For this
Brainy
first
card, see?
Yep.
Yeah.
You've got to go now. This is going to be the stupidest person as the Susan, alright? Let's go.
Let's find out who it's going to be then. The third and final place. And the first TARDIS team will be... Dodo!
Of course!
You wanted Lorraine Joe Ford, that's what you're getting. Dodo is joining the TARDIS crew. So
She is a more, isn't she?
there we are. that is our first TARDIS crew then. It is Patrick Troughton as the Doctor, Zoe, Romana, and Dodo as the companions.
I mean,
let's not. So let's start with the first stint then. That's an unearthly child through to the Dalek invasion of Earth. With this motley crew in place, how do you think that's going to pan out, you lot?
Have we got to do every story?
No,
not necessarily.
Just do an era. If you want to stop and dwell on specific stories, feel free to.
I think that Patrick Troughton definitely kidnaps these three women, but I don't know whether they go straight to the time of the cavemen. I think he takes them to the Ivor Ryan and tries to get in their pants. So I think an earthly child, we missed the caveman thing altogether.
And
What,
also,
you basically
I
saying
guess,
he's gathering a harem?
I'm saying he's a dirty old man.
I think that would be
anywhere in time and space.
He looks shabby, doesn't he? He just needs a bottle of whiskey in his hand.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're off to the most promising start there, are we? Kidnappings.
I mean, I think if we, eventually, one of these will go in the equivalent of Dalek Invasion of Earth, yeah? That will obviously be Dodo at that point. Because it's like Carol Ann Ford, the producers suddenly decide, I don't know if we want to renew Jackie Lane's contract, if I'm honest. Get rid of her. So she'll be the first one to go, I think. Oh, no,
yeah, but then how do you write out Zoe and Romana? Because are they, because obviously an unearthly child, right? What, are they school teachers now? Are they still they're still presumably the same characters?
I think they're intellectual space lesbians from the future.
Yeah. They're like the brain boffins of a scientific research center or something like that,
Yeah.
Where the Doctor comes and goes, I'll have those two for my harem. And then when they leave in the chase, they're dancing around. What's the equivalent of the stills scene at the end of the chase in the future? Help me out here.
They're dancing around Torture Garden.
Space lesbian makeup.
Actually, Zoe and Romana too would be quite a hot couple, wouldn't they?
Yeah, very powerful. Very powerful. I also think that when they go to the planet Skaro, they're not interested in exploring the city and just hang out with the free love Thals for a good time, smoke a spliff, have some sex. That's about it. Edge of Destruction, again, they're just in the TARDIS having a great time.
If we're doing the equivalent of Reign of Terror, Dodo's the one in the cell, obviously being a snivelling, someone gives her a kick every now and again.
Yeah. So I there's very much a policy of non-interference with other races, but not necessarily with each other here, I think, is the...
Extreme interference.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's why he goes on trial, though, at the end of his second life.
He's a sex offender.
Extreme interference with his companions.
He lands in 2024.
Oh, we've just cancelled Patrick Troughton. How did we start
Bigamy is a crime, to be fair. So, I mean...
is it? Oh, shit.
I don't know if it still is. I'm pretty sure.
But is bigamy a crime on Gallifrey?
Wow.
Who knows?
Because what happens when your wife regenerates into somebody else? What happens then?
What happens if you don't love them? What if you don't fancy them?
So basically, what we are saying is, if in the War Games that is where he's put on trial for interfering with his companions, any companions we bring in and out after this, right up until the War Games equivalent, he is basically a sex pest too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to see who's chosen next. Then.
So Lee, what we've established is that basically that they go off. They're all a dirty bunch of people. They're not really having adventures in time and space with monsters. They just go into different planets and shagging people.
Pretty much, yes. But
so basically, the new adventures.
But what Dylan's done there, what Dylan's done there is he's mistaken the new First Doctor for the actor Patrick Troughton. It's an easy mistake to make. Stephen Moffat did it when he wrote Twice Upon a Time. You know, we've all done it.
If it's good enough for Moffat.
Anyone who's trying, this is going to be the tone of the entire night. Don't worry, we're in the sort of free love era of the 60s, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why everyone's sort of fiddling with each other. The Conservatives are in the 70s, so it's all going to go.
The moment Thatcher arrives, mate, there'll be no hanky-panky in the TARDIS.
This is why I say having none of it.
So,
no intellectual space lesbians.
I would try to say the first sort of a few stories of Doctor Who are like some kind of carry-on sex comedy.
Yeah, we've got.
I mean, that's the Romans, isn't it?
We've got the edging of destruction. That's a big one, you know.
The Ring of Terror.
The Keys of Mar Anus.
Oh, well done. Well done. Oh, dear.
Oh, my God.
Shall we just stop now? I don't think we're going to talk that.
You didn't know this, Lee, because you was popping off into Wi-Fi land or wherever you was. But Zoe and Romana are in fact a couple, space boffins, head of this amazing institute that the Doctor has found them on. So they're going to leave a la Ian and Barbara at the end in a series of stills in some fabulous futuristic setting.
But we're not there yet.
Oh, well, we're not. I'm sorry.
No, we're only going up to Dalek's invasion of Earth, where Dodo's got to leave.
I mean, no one's going to fall in love with her, are they?
I don't know. She's got a vibe, you know.
No, what'll happen is she'll get taken over she'll get robotized or something, or half robotized at the start, and she'll bugger off for the remainder of the episodes. And Doctor Who will get a phone call saying, "Oh, I'm not a Roboman anymore, but I'm not coming back. Bye."
I've decided
and he's basically like, "Well, she was the most annoying one anyway. Let's go quick."
Yeah. But then, they got to pick up someone else, haven't they?
Yeah.
Is that how we're doing it? Okay.
Well, that's the format. So if we're at the Dalek invasion of Earth, that means that we're going to have to write somebody out. So you all get a choice in the matter. So if you want to pitch an idea, I think we'll let Joe select first. So Cam, Mark, Dylan, if you want to give us your idea of who's going to be written out and how, and Joe gets to pick.
Well, I've already given mine.
Yeah, he's given his.
There you go.
So,
Mark's already in the bag there. So that's Dodo.
I would go with the second Romana, who has to regenerate due to a very unfortunate medical incident involving a recorder.
Oh, God. What? It's vanished inside of her.
Bigger on the inside.
Lovely tune,
everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, where do we go from? I feel we've already hit the.
Oh, we haven't even started yet, Mark. What are you talking about?
Okay.
The third Doctor's going to be heavy into cottaging, so he's on Earth a lot, you know. He's stuck on Earth.
What about you, Dylan?
Especially if he's played by William Hartnell.
Oh my God.
I'm going to say that it is Dodo that leaves, but do you remember the character Jenny in Dalek's Invasion of Earth, who just thinks that everybody's a prick who's just arrived? I think she stabs Dodo to death when she realises how annoying she is.
Merry Christmas. Once again.
This is Doctor Who at Christmas, not EastEnders at Christmas.
This is an alternative universe. There's already been edging. There can be stabbing.
So there you go, Joe. Those are your three choices. Dodo making an exit stage left off camera with a phone call, a recorder up the chuff, or a good old-fashioned stab.
I didn't say that.
No, but it's a good idea. Let's go with the recorder this time. We need to give Mrs. Whitehouse something to be very unhappy about when she comes in.
Well, more fitting into Lalamor's career on the show than that.
The image in the mind of a child for a whole week, you know.
The surprising thing is she's still able to play a tune in it.
She does all of the
Valentine as well,
you, all right?
Okay. So that is Romana the second out the window then. So we're going to have to replace her. So let's go back to the spinning wheel of companions to decide who is going to take her place. So playing the tune again. Right. The TARDIS crew will be K9.
Oh my God.
Dodo and K9.
See, I think arguably K9 fits better into 60s Doctor Who than 70s Doctor Who.
Not when you're showing up in ancient Rome.
No, but he's very disco, isn't he? He's very 60s.
Like, I don't know, just the idea of like, maybe more the Cushing films. I could imagine Peter Cushing having a little robot dog in the third movie that never happened.
Yeah. Okay.
I tell you what's happening here, though. So K9 is on that ship with Bennett, and he goes 1 minute into the episode, "You're fucking Quillian, aren't you?" and just shoots him dead.
That was like 2 minutes. Let's go. Yes.
The rescue is 1 minute long.
I like to think that in the Romans, what we're actually going to go to is like a robotic Roman Empire, right? In the far future, and actually K9 is going to be chased around like Barbara was by the robotic version of Nero. You know, imagine him going around the corridor and master, you know. Oh, it'd be wonderful.
Robotic bestiality is not something I thought we'd get to this early in the podcast.
But it is a potential episode title now.
What if K9 was actually the Emperor of Rome?
I'm there for it.
Oh, wonderful.
Just K9. K9 on a wee cushion just being fed little metallic grapes.
And but why would he go at the end? That's a great position to be in. He's not allowed to leave just yet.
He loves traveling with Patrick Troughton and Zoe. Who wouldn't? Fraser Hines.
What's our web planet equivalent with these people?
The problem with having K9 there, it makes everything too easy, doesn't it? You know, like, I mean, this is why John Nathan Turner wrote him out, I guess.
No, you just cover him with web.
Oh yeah, fair.
He just has a malfunction, or he can't handle the surface of the planet. That's usually what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, just falls into a pool of acid, you know, has a little clean, and they fish him out later.
Yeah. I don't know how he'd get on in the Web Planet or the Crusade. I think Troughton would like the Crusade. He'd probably start blacking out with the rest of the cast.
He did do that a few times.
Yeah, he couldn't even not do it in Doctor Who. They were like, "You can't do it," and he went, "But how about the enemy of the world?"
Anyone who's turned off at Dylan's outrageous suggestion there, please go and check out his career. All right.
Can I make a suggestion that K9 does actually leave? Oh no, actually no. Ignore me. I'm not going to make a suggestion. Carry on, Lee. Say something witty.
Feel free to be kicking at the tin dog anytime you like, Dylan. I'm not going to stand in your way. You know that.
Well, I just think when we get to the Space Museum, they would capture him and keep him there forever because he's a perfect bit of, space fodder.
Well, let's try him out at the Space Museum then. Can we do that? Or have we got to wait till the chase?
You can write out somebody early if you want to.
Oh, okay.
Okay, the Morocks have decided that K9 cannot leave the Space Museum.
Are you saying we can write people out early, Lee?
I think in this instance, since it fits, I'll allow it.
Okay. But not you. I was just going to suggest, can we write out Adric now?
It's not in it yet.
Exactly.
Actually, no. Let's stick to the format before it gets even more confusing. We'll leave it in place until the actual departure episode because it's just going to.
All right. Okay.
So K9's going in the chase. Is that?
Can you devise an even weirder chase through time and space than the chase? Like, what locations could we go to that are even more bizarre than the limits of the human mind and all that bullshit that we did in the chase, or some fairground in Ghana, whatever it was?
We going to Torture Garden again? I don't know.
Patrick Troughton at Torture Garden.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Saying it's one sex location after another.
Yeah, pretty much.
A sauna, a torture chamber.
Maybe they just, instead of traveling through sexy locations, they just travel through various BBV straight-to-video videos. So they show up an episode of The Stranger, Autons, Probe.
No, what they actually do is they're chased through every single one of Patrick Troughton's family homes.
By a lawyer who wants some child support.
Yeah. Oh, talking about Daniel Ronsley being to touch scene, never mind 3 companions. I think Troughton's going to have 3 families.
He is.
Yep.
Okay, well, since we're talking about writing out characters, we've brought ourselves up to the chase then, so we're going to have to get rid of 2 companions here. Next to pick will be, I think, Mark. We'll go with Mark. So, Cam, you have 2 characters to write out at this stage. Remind you, you've got Dodo, Zoe, and Kanan.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
we've still got Dodo, haven't we? I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was going to say, okay. let's get rid of Dodo and K9. They get dropped off in Aberdeen.
They get dropped into a volcano.
That was meant to be Aberdeen, but sorry.
What do you reckon, Mark? How are you writing characters out here? Who are you writing out?
I think it is Dodo and K9, isn't it? She can piss off with her annoying metal dog.
Yeah.
I mean, it does mean we're keeping Zoe for way longer than Ian or Barbara. But, ooh, that's an interesting thing. What's going to happen there? And then it just becomes the second Doctor Hero as we know it. But I think... No, do you know what? Let's mix things up. It's K9 and Zoe, and they just... Like the chase, they just end up back at the Space Lesbian Research Centre to continue their research into whatever it was they were researching.
Space lesbians.
And there's like loads of slides of them going around space lesbian locations, her and her metal dog. Yeah, there we go. We'll go with that.
I'd also like to say about my volcano thing. They don't just get dropped off they get dropped off in the middle of the air, fall down into the lava, and just as they're about to hit the lava and burn to death, K9 whispers to Dodo, "I've always hated you, you cunt."
Oh, it's a bloody good thing we're not writing Doctor Who, isn't it? Jesus Christ.
Like Russell could come up with something better.
Oh, fair.
Some of us have tried, Joe. Some of us have tried.
Not bitter, Cam, at all there, are you?
Absolutely not.
Not at
So
all.
there you go, Joe. Those are your three choices. You've got being dropped into a volcano or being dropped off in Aberdeen, whichever one of those is worse. Aberdeen.
How dare you?
Or the
it's time
Lesbian
for
Research Centre in space.
I like the idea of the Lesbian Research Centre, but I want a shock moment, so we'll go with the volcano.
Okay. So Dodo and K9 are getting dropped into...
What an exit line. I always fucking hated you. What a line to go out on.
Why have I got like the ending of Terminator 2, but it's K9 just slowly melting into the magma?
I was thinking more like,
But Doctor, there is still one more chip.
That bit in Toy Story 3, where they're all going into the furnace. I was seeing that,
But you wouldn't be sad. See, I was sad at Toy Story 3. I wouldn't be sad at K9 and Dodo getting...
Oh, was it Dodo? Oh, yeah, never mind. So it's just Trout. Oh, no, wait, hang on.
Oh, okay, so that's how they're getting
That means
dispatched.
we're going
I have
ahead
noticed on
with
the...
Sex Pest Trout and Zoe, doesn't it?
But someone's
That's
hidden
what you
themselves
chose.
away on the TARDIS, remember?
Oh, yeah. And we're not going to find out who it is because Lee's disappeared again.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, we'll never know.
I think it's the sheer power of his spinning wheels just crashes his Wi-Fi.
It does a bit like, doesn't it? Jesus. He needs to get out his really long cable that he's got that connects, goes all the way up his stairs.
yeah.
That's what he needs to do. But
So, I mean, if we are having someone sneak on board the TARDIS, like Stephen does, but we're on the volcano, right? So we need a reason why someone's in that volcano.
Oh, yeah, that's true. They're a volcanologist, which will be very funny when it turns out who we get, and it turns out it's like, I don't know,
Adric.
Tegan Javanka. She's an airline pilot, and she really knows about volcanoes.
She knows a lot of shit ton about volcanoes.
For the rest of the time she's there.
So we've decided, Lee, that there's a volcanologist on the volcano, and that's who's going to sneak into the TARDIS. But we need you to spill in your wheel so we know who it is.
Okay, we'll do that then. Yeah, like I said, I've using the spreadsheet to keep up track of all this tonight, and K9 I've tried to mass copy down, just covering all the stories, but it's done K9, K10, K11, K12, K13. Thanks, Excel.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Okay. Never mind. Such is the risk of that's the formatting. Right then, let's get back to the companion wheel then. So Dodo and K9 are out the door. Let's get So next to join the second Doctor and Zoe in the TARDIS will be
quite porny, this music, isn't it? Listen.
You think everything
Ian Chesterton.
I'll do when you're around. Oh, Ian the volcanologist. Yes.
Somebody sensible to stop all this mindless shagging.
Ah,
Finally.
yes, and he objects to all of this hanky-panky in the TARDIS.
Yeah, not before marriage.
That's
Oh,
right.
of course. Is it old-fashioned? Okay, I'm joining Ian. The TARDIS will be Leela.
Oh my god!
So wait a minute. So
2 people.
oh yeah,
It
because you've
could
got
just be one person.
it's only one person. Yeah.
We've lost 2 and we
still
gained
got-
Stephen or
We've still
Ian.
got
rather.
Zoe.
Otherwise, we're going to run out of companions.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah,
Sorry, I've
yeah.
lost control of the format. Okay, in that case, it to be put back into the void then. Ian or Leela?
Oh, Ian.
I love the idea of Leela being a volcanologist.
No, but we need someone to put a stop to all this hanky-panky.
Yeah. And I reckon Leela's actually quite a vicious lover if you get her in the mood. So I think we should keep Ian.
Yeah.
Well, 2
fair enough.
1 for Leela. Okay, so Leela
Why,
is
when we
the-
come to the whatever the massacre story is, yeah, it's actually not a doppelganger of the Doctor trying to kill Ian in that. It's just the Doctor because he's pissed off because he can't get away with nothing anymore. He's just pretending
Can't
to
see
be an
anything
evil
there with
abbot.
this.
Yeah. They have to skip over the time meddler because he's sick of all the meddling and fiddling that's been happening in the
Yeah, that's
TARDIS.
right.
So
But he's absolutely thrilled when the Dravins show up.
yeah, some sensible women who aren't interested in sex. They can't have sex. There's only women in their race.
And then I
That's
would
what
like
Ian
to
Of course.
I would like to do the 12-part Dalek Master Plan epic, but with the Quarks instead. Okay, it's the Quark Master Plan.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's right. Come on now, there'll be people listening salivating over that.
Okay, great. But if we're changing that, can we change Mavic Chen for Helen A?
Oh yeah, Helen A and the Quarks. That would be incredible.
It's a pretty short kind of time span of episodes here because only got to chase the Time Meddler, Galaxy 4 and the Myth Makers before somebody else has to go. So there's only 4
Oh yeah. So
stories
we
involved.
might as well have just kept Leela, I suppose.
We haven't got any Sarah Kingdoms in this, have we?
Now, when I was putting together a list of companions, I did have that quandary in my head. Well, we have Katarina and Sarah Kingdom as companions. And I thought, not really proper companions, so I've taken them out and replaced them later on with Sergeant Benton and Mike Yates, who are regulars and companions in name only. So I thought, and that would probably be funnier having John Levine paired up with whoever.
Yeah.
Later
That
down the
just
line.
means we can't age to death Ian Chesterton now. Too soon?
He's beating you to it.
Too soon.
God.
So, but that means, I guess, that Katarina and Sarah Kingdom are in our version.
Yeah,
of
just
the
the
Quark's
normal
Master
ones,
Plan.
you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
They just survive. Somebody had to.
You can imagine, can't you? You know, Sarah Kingdom running away from an army of Quarks across that desert, aging to death. I just think they'd be great, the Quarks in that story. And they got the Galactic Council around them, but it's all like the shittest Doctor Who villains we ever had.
The Galactic Council was that?
It's Soldeed. It's Triss from the Nightmare of Eden. It's the Chief Caretaker from Paradise Towers.
A Centerite.
A Centerite, yep. Imagine. Wonderful.
I'm there. So, when does... I'm trying to think. So the Mythmaker... Oh, so we need to lose someone at the Mythmakers, though, don't we?
Yes, we do, because Vicky left in our real life, so one of our characters is going to have to
go.
go.
Who's come back from their holiday and found out their contract's
Well,
been
it's Zoe,
terminated?
really, isn't it? Zoe's got to go. She's been around for ages now.
Yeah, she's been around from the start, so we'd have to go. Yeah.
I mean, I love the Mythmakers. Shall we just keep that as it is and just say she's trampled by the horse as it comes through the gates? You know?
Someone does a bit of handbrake on it, just rolls back over her.
A spectacular close-up on Wendy Padbury's face as she's...
We're not finishing on a spectacular close-up of Wendy Padbury's face. Not after what we know about Wendy Padbury's bum.
Fair, all right. The last thing to go is her arse under the horse.
Well, let's get our ideas on who's going to go and how. So Dylan's going to get the pick this time round of who gets ejected. So Cam, Mark, Joe, who are you writing out and how are you doing it?
Well, I just told you.
Okay,
Zoe's going arse last under the horse.
Okay.
I can't top that. I can't. It's gonna have to be Zoe, and I can't top. I'm going to agree with Joe. I can't top that.
But can we have it right? So like when something goes over a balloon and it pops, like her arse bursts, just as it rolls over her, it blows up like a massive balloon and pops everywhere.
Yeah, well, it'll be animated one day, so it feels like that's the perfect thing for sort of the animation.
Red ink in the world.
Big exploding bum. What about you, Mark? Have you got?
I don't know. I mean, she's a futuristic space lady, space lesbian. We established in ancient Greece. Why would she decide to stay in ancient Greece unless I guess she had been run over by the Trojan horse?
I don't know.
And it would fit with the bleakness of the original era, I suppose, that we're talking about.
There is the trauma of the last 2.5 seasons with a bunch of sex pests. But
then you're not going to get much better in ancient Greece.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Maybe she threw herself under the horse to stop this, all the fiddlings.
Oh God, that's bleak.
The time fiddler.
So is an exploding arse, but it's an exit people will talk about for years,
We've been talking about Zoe's exit for years.
I bet you have.
We're never going to be able to podcast again after this, are we?
No, not really.
No.
What a way to go out. Like.
So I think it's Arse first through the Trojan horse, isn't it?
Well, there we go.
Yeah, well, you don't have to make a choice now, Dylan. That's unanimous. So there we go. Zoe and her exploding arse are out of the way. She has left this series.
The last episode was called The Horse of Destruction, but it should be renamed The Arse of Destruction. Right?
So
if anyone listening is artistic and would like to draw that image for us and post it online, we'd love to see it.
Sorry, we can't return any of your pictures.
So is it? We've done the Quarks master plan after the Mythmakers, and then is it the massacre?
The massacre. So we've got Troughton and Ian involved there. With a companion
I
coming
reckon
in at
that
the
plays
end.
out. Although he's a science teacher, he's not a history teacher, so yeah. But that might be better because he would have that same kind of reaction, wouldn't he?
Can we say that instead of the massacre, we end up in the Box of Delights, and that's who the double is, whoever he plays in that. that old tramp he plays in that. And they think, and he gets killed, and Ian thinks that the Doctor's dead, and then he's not at the end. Yeah.
I think that this is the story where the Doctor's gone in for his sex addiction rehabilitation because it's just him and Ian, and he's not into boys, so he has.
That's why he's out of it.
Yeah, exactly. And they write in a double, and Ian's like, Doctor, you're acting mighty strange. You think you're an abbot, and also you're not fucking anyone.
I can't remember if there's a massacre at the end of the Box of Delights, but I'm sure a lot of people die somewhere.
No, it was all a dream.
Oh, okay. And then obviously someone's going to run in the TARDIS at the end through the snow. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't stand it. None of this fucking Box of Delights stories makes sense.
A child has been knocked over. A child has been knocked over outside in the snow. Because that's what happens in the massacre, right? And then nobody fucking talks about that child ever again. They just fucking hightail it.
That child grew up to be Davros.
I'm not even going there. Oh no, he's gone again. Every time
he's gone again.
It's the sheer power of the wheel.
Oh no.
We've even given him a perfect way to spin the wheel now, That poor child running.
Oh no. Look at that.
A mate of mine's at Gallifrey Cabaret tonight, and Russell T Davies is there.
Oh wow.
On stage.
Yeah, everyone's just pointing and laughing. I imagine everybody's telling him how great he is. But
get him on this.
He's getting all the plot ideas for the next season.
Next season?
It's like it's an exploding ass in a Trojan horse. It's the greatest thing we've ever done.
Coming soon to Acorn TV. The new partner on Mubi.
Mubi wouldn't have Doctor Who. It's far too fucking lowbrow.
Yeah, very true.
Tubi, though. Tubi would have it.
Tubi would, yeah.
Yeah.
What's that free channel on
A streaming
Amazon?
service named after a fucking wrist support. I mean, come on.
You people don't deserve Doctor Who, do you know?
No, I know. We're proving that each minute of this podcast.
Nobody deserves this version of Doctor Who. So that leaves a space for somebody to come in. So shall we select our next companion to accompany Troughton and Ian?
Play the music.
Oh, God, here we go.
Let's play the music. If my Wi-Fi will hold up to it. There we go.
Every time you play the music, we'll take off a bit of clothing.
Oh, you can. I'm cold, mate.
Are you wearing a dressing gown?
What, me?
Yeah.
No, I've got my hoodie on. Look, I say my hoodie like I own one. Look.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, nice.
This is the hoodie that Sophie Aldridge sang along to with me at Carlisle Comic Con.
It's lost value now, then, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
You fucking leave Sophie.
Leave her alone, you.
You wait till she comes into this.
Before this descends into hair pulling, let's just get into the next companion.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
It's Ace! Yay!
It might well be. Let's spin the wheel. See who's joining us. It is Vicky.
I thought that said Sharon then.
Sharon.
You know, from the comics.
Give me Sharon if you want to. So there we go.
So Vicky joins. Interesting.
This is an odd reversal of what genuinely happened around this time. So Vicky's joining. Okay. So was it Vicky and Ian?
Vicky and Ian with the second Doctor. Well, our new first Doctor, the second
So
Doctor.
maybe after the massacre, Ian's like, fucking drop me off. It's not Scottish. I don't know why he says drop me off.
He is in this.
I was going to say.
And they land in that spaceship that Vicky was living on. And yeah, maybe the rescue happens.
It's just
like
going over a cliff, Mark. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, I'm gone. Oh.
That spaceship is just going over a cliff, so he has to grab Vicky's hand and say, "Quick, into this police box," and then that's it. They're away.
Quillian just.
Well, he's dead. Yeah, never mind. He's a murderer.
Yeah, and then they're off. They're off to the Ark, where.
See,
the Ark would play out very differently. It's going to be Ian with the cold, surely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he's like the contemporary character, whereas Vicky wouldn't. Vicky would be just as ill. Because that's what happens to Stephen, isn't it? So you would need to have the future companion to get ill to communicate to the audience. That's what's going on.
I mean, they could go to the space station in the ends of the world instead. That was the other time the Earth blew up. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not for another 40 years.
Yeah.
Slightly better special effects. Only slightly.
I'll be honest with you. All my plot points involve shagging, so I don't know what to do. In my mind, space syphilis on the Ark, but what do I know?
Yeah, sure, let's go with that. Why not?
I want to tell the gunfighters as a Western, but just a really dirty Western, like a proper Western, like they do now, with real drink and sex and
smashing some
do you know what I mean?
Just fucking necking the whiskey.
Yes. Yeah. Bar fights and things,
Yeah, he's got toothache, and he doesn't actually go and see a dentist. He just grabs a bottle of whiskey out of the saloon and then just fucking downs it.
Then bottles
it, and then fucking rips it out.
Yeah.
And the three at the gunfight at the end, it is the Doctor, Ian, and Vicky with the guns, killing the Clanton brothers. I don't know why. It just looks cool.
Yeah. I mean,
visually good.
Yeah. Oh,
sounds cool.
Very boring stories around this period.
We get into the savages, so someone's got to fuck off.
Yeah, someone's got to go.
Yep. Oh, technically to be king or queen of a world.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's either going to be Ian or Vicky who goes off to take that royal post. So Cam is going to get to decide who goes, but you three get to put forward your ideas as who's getting written out and how. Mark.
Right, okay. So Savages, it actually ends with Stephen becoming the king. I don't know if I can see Ian Chesterton being a king. He's too humble. He's too kind of... But I could see Vicky as a kind of reluctant queen. Or maybe we do a Mythmakers and marry her off to the king because it's the 60s after all, and you're not going to put a woman in position of power. Don't be ridiculous. So yeah, she'd probably end up married off to the actual new king. I've never seen the Savages. This is all new to me. I'm extrapolating it from what people have said, and that Tales of the TARDIS they did last year. So yeah, she'll end up married to whoever the king is after the Savages ends.
See, I'm going to choose Ian, but obviously he doesn't want to be king. But what he does do is start a new school for the Savages. You know, those old men with beards who are the Savages and the Savages, to teach them how to be a bit of a lad, to teach them science. It's basically the Boy Scouts with maths.
Sounds good. Isn't that what we get in Full Circle as well? They're basically the Boy Scouts, but with maths.
Okay, Joe, what about you? Who are you kicking out and why?
I think it's going to be Ian, and you're right, Mark. I don't think he would choose to be the king of a planet, so we're going to have to force him into that role. So the TARDIS is accidentally going to materialize on top of the throne of this planet and squash the king to death. And so they come out and they realize they've been going around the universe squashing people left, right, and center. Oh my God, how many times have we done this? And then we realize that the whole political system of this planet is entirely rested upon the fact that the king's the only person with a brain. So someone's got to stay behind. And Ian's like, oh, right, I'll do it. Jesus Christ. I mean, we did murder him after all. And then he stays.
So you go, Cam. Those are your choices. Who is going to go?
It's going to have to be Ian, isn't it? Let's go with Ian.
Right.
Ian staying put.
Forcing it to be king, are you?
Yep. I think so. After that wonderful Wizard of Oz style introduction that Joe was just giving him, then yeah, we should do that.
Okay.
I just like the idea of the TARDIS crushing people whenever they land. I'm surprised
it must have done it. It must have done it at some point.
You know, yeah.
You know,
or maybe the entire civilization was very, very small. You know, we never knew about them. Oh well.
So there we go. Ian is out the door. It now takes us on to the finest Doctor Who story ever made, The War Machines, which now features Troughton and Vicky. How does that play out, do you think?
In a nightclub meeting who? I mean, this is exciting.
Yeah.
I'd like to replace the War Machines because this is basically a similar plot. It's AI. It's basically my other favourite franchise, the Terminator. So I'm replacing the War Machines with Terminators who successfully kill most of London.
Oh, wonderful.
Nice. You do is also the nightclub scene where Patrick Stewart Patrick Stewart.
Wow!
No, come on! Prestige casting, do it.
It's been interesting.
When Patrick Troughton comes down the stairs, they're not going to be like, "Oh, he looks like a DJ." They're going to be like, "Who's this cunt with a Beatles haircut?"
Yeah,
because everybody would be wearing that haircut in that nightclub at that point.
Following on from Dylan's amazing Terminator 2 additions, everybody in the disco turns out to be T-1000 droids and start melting around everybody, except for our two new companions.
Well, let's find out who those clubbers are. It's time to select two new companions to come into the story. So
I hope they're the least likely companions to be found in a nightclub.
This is going to be like Turlo and Adric, isn't it? Or something.
It's going to be Mike Yates.
What sort of club is this?
Yeah,
I can see that working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has to be dragged out of the toilet, though.
Joining Mike Yates on his big night outs is...
Oh, Mike and...
the first Romana.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
What a
She's
duo.
a right goer. What a goer.
Yeah. So Inferno's definitely a gay club, right? And Romana One has taken out her newly out best friend, Mike Yates.
Yes.
Fortunately, Romana, obviously very smart, has got a vial of anti-quicksilver. So when all the T-1000 start, she just throws it on them and they all...
And they defeat the Terminators by just unplugging the dial-up network at the time.
Love it.
And then
okay,
we've got right out Vicky, right?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, you can bump somebody who's only just come in.
Oh.
So,
So they don't leave with.
What? But you say Mike Yates could just be in one story?
No, Mike Yates has got a lot of plot potential here. Anybody that's outed Mike Yates, it's a no from me. Like, I'm hanging up.
Right. I think we should get rid of Vicky.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm just slightly concerned that we're almost at an hour and we've not even finished the first Doctor.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. I was like, fucking hell.
It's a good job the eras get shorter as time goes on.
Exactly, yeah, less companions to do. Right, so it's going to be Joe's choice this time round. So, Mark, Dylan, Cam, give us your choice of who's going and why. One companion, please.
I think Vicky is just gunned down by some Terminators. You know, halfway through episode 2, she leaves the same time as Dodo would have done in the War Machines, but she dared.
Okay.
I think it's still going to be Vicky, but I'm going to give her the Linda Hamilton role in this Terminator-esque 1960s Doctor Who romp. In the fact that she's going to be like, absolutely with guns in all senses of the word.
Right.
No, nice. Surprise twist. She turns out to be a Terminator. She's got machine gun doublies.
It's fucking Austin Powers.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Gun jubblies.
She was a robot all along. What a twist.
What about you,
she's
Mark?
taken over by Wotan, they have to destroy her.
I think, let's give her a heroic sacrifice, because Dodo's exit in the original was rubbish. She gets controlled by Wotan and then buggers off. That's it. I want Vicky, she gets mind controlled by Wotan, but she's like, fucking get in my mind, mate. And she, overwhelms Wotan with just her sheer psychic abilities that she hasn't shown up until now, and just destroys Wotan and saves the day, sacrifices herself, goes in a blaze of glory.
Classic Vicky.
I like
wonderful. That. I want to go with that one. Yeah, give Vicky a heroic exit.
Okay, there you go. Vicky has been written out a hero, so that leaves us with Mike Yates and the first Romana with Patrick Troughton in the TARDIS. Daniel Ronza says Yates and Romana won. What a power couple.
Oh, yes.
So that takes us on to the Smugglers and the 10th Planet with those three. We'll get to what happens to our new First Doctor in a minute, but how do you see the Smugglers
Could you imagine Mike Yates in the Smugglers? Like, he's just so effete. Like, he's not, hanging out with those pilots.
You could be keel-hauled, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Forced to walk the flank and all of
Imagine
that.
Just,
oh, no.
Imagine just look. He'd be like loading treasure into his jumper pockets, just going, rank has its privilege.
Or maybe he just faints in the first episode and then just wakes up in episode 4.
Maybe.
I mean, I think in the 10th Planet, when Patrick Troughton goes for a little sleep halfway through episode 2 or whenever it is, Romana 1's just going to go, well, we don't need him. I'm here.
Yeah,
I'll deal with this.
I'm Doctor Who now.
Yeah.
Mike Yates is definitely making the coffee or the coke.
We don't need the next Doctor. It'll just
It's interesting that we started with Romana 2 and we're ending with Romana 1. Yeah. She's come back to say goodbye.
Beautiful.
Well, she's going to be saying goodbye to Patrick Troughton, so should we find out how our new second Doctor is going to be?
Yes.
We hope
it's
let's do it than the last one.
Right then, let's find out who our new second Doctor will be then.
God, who is going to have this music stuck in their head all night? I will.
I'm bring up my Doctor's page, so Troughton is out. Let's spin the wheel and find out who our new second Doctor will be.
Thank God it can't be Patrick Troughton, eh?
It's Sylvester McCoy!
I mean, Sylvester McCoy at this stage is he not just working in a box office in a theatre in London? Or something like that.
He swaps the box office for a police box.
But, look at Troughton in season 4, you wouldn't have to change much, really. I could see Sylvester McCoy dragging it up in the Highlanders. I could see him in that, wearing those sunnies in the Underwater Menace and going up against Zaroff.
That's true. They both have a kind of clownish approach, don't they?
He could be there in the Macroteri, sort of outwardly clownish, but inwardly. sinister.
I think Doctor Who might die with Sylvester McCoy because
it did first
if
time.
We're regenerating, if we're regenerating Patrick Troughton into Sylvester McCoy, that's two very similar portrayals of the Doctor. So people at home would be like, "Well, why have they replaced this guy with just a different guy who's exactly the
same guy?" Yeah.
Whereas obviously, I think regeneration is successful because it's the same character fundamentally, but it's a completely different performance.
I've got an idea. It's Sylvester McCoy, but it's Sylvester McCoy as he plays the character in The Zero Imperative.
Fuck off.
He's the head of a lunatic asylum. He's very serious, and he's also known to have a smooch with a lady.
Yeah, we can't have another pervert in.
Or he's Uncle Winky from Zagreus.
Oh, God.
No, I've got the look. It's Radagast from The Hobbit. That's how he's going to play it.
Yeah, you could go down that road. Yeah, that's true.
Tramp.
A kind of elderly, trampy wizard. Like
Patrick
wise
Troughton,
man.
Yeah.
No, but like a wise man kind of version, like the kind of Wizard of Oz.
I'm not sure he's going to disguise himself as a washerwoman, but you know.
Well, talking off the hype.
We missed there? Oh, sorry.
No, it's like on you go, Joe.
No, I was just thinking, what other stories have we missed? The moon base?
Oh, we've only just regenerated.
He's only just regenerated.
I'm trying to kick it on, all right? I want to go to bed tonight.
I'll tell you what, let's kick it on. Let's kick it on by Fiona, who's going to be introduced in the Highlanders, because somebody's got to come in at this stage.
Oh, yeah.
So we're doing a new companion to make it free.
A Scottish person,
Mark
presumably.
Donaldson.
Well, let's find out. Mark Donaldson. Give me Mark.
If it's Sergeant Benton, I'm going to be raging.
So let's find out who's going to be joining Mike Yates and Romana Warren.
Oh my God! What in the Highlands of Scotland?
Is this the Brigadier?
Oh no! Jesus Christ!
Now, at this point, I have to ask the question. I mean, I don't know why it's taken to this. So, like, we're bringing these companions in stories that they have no place to be in. So the Highlanders is in, 16th century Scotland.
Well, now it's in 20th century Baltimore.
American botanists.
Wait.
No, I've got it.
Nicola
It's a
Bryant.
recreation of the Highlanders as done in Baltimore, America, by these people that do these recreation things, and they've got all the details wrong. So Mark will be frothing watching it because it's all historically inaccurate.
It's like one of Ian Levine's AI reconstructions.
Just like that, yeah.
There's a lot of Scottish people with weird American accents.
Just imagine Perry and all that gear, like a soldier running across the battlefield in slow motion. You want to see it, I know you do.
Hang on, we're taking Perry and we're putting more clothes on her.
Well, sometimes that's sexy,
Yeah, sure.
I'm
So was not very
the gay one here, aren't I?
So that gives us a set of stories of the underwater menace, the moon base, the Macrotera, and the faceless ones with that trio with McCoy.
Can we just say, imagine now Romana 1 and Perry wearing those sort of shell outfits from the underwater menace as well. I know you're all seeing it. Why are you all grabbing cushions right now?
I'll be back in a second.
It's just this sort of bauble. Where the fuck is it? Yeah, just that going up.
So I think Romana 1 and Perry really like this new incarnation of the Doctor, but they don't want to be too close to him because he clearly smells of piss.
Yeah. Can that be a recur in the film, right? Instead of saying I would like a hat like that, everyone in the story is going, "What's that smell?"
No, it's fine because
and they're all just pointing at
it was the hot catchphrase of the 60s. Can you smell piss? Schoolyards. Do you want to watch you last night? Yeah. Can you smell piss? T-shirts printed.
He smells of piss up until the Macrotera when they go through the rough and tumble machine and that sort of cleans him up.
Yeah.
But he spends 3 or 4 stories absolutely stinking of tramp's piss.
By the time we get to Macrotera as well, we've got to turn someone evil, don't we? I think it should be Romana 1 because I think she'd be really good.
She's borderline anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Although I still think it should be Mike Yates because, it's the whole military thing, isn't it?
Oh shit, Mike Yates is there as well.
He's still here.
Yeah.
He's busy having sunlight treatments, moonlight treatments, sparkling effervescence. He's just primping and poncing around.
He's in the like, instead of like, is it Jamie that they try and enlist him in the band and he like sort of backs out of it after doing a little Highland jig. Richard Franklin is in that fucking band and he's doing high kicks and he's
singing "Daddy Wouldn't Buy Me a Bow Wow."
Yeah, he's doing the whole fucking shebang.
No, wait, it's a ballet school on the colony. Yeah, they got him in stockings.
There's an image to come back into. So, we're at the point with the faceless ones then. So,
two stories ever again now. We've done our new versions.
You sound like Ian Levine.
I will pour every penny I've got into making this.
I will not watch the animated reconstructions because I've got my own versions that I have spent thousands of pounds on.
From my faultless memory.
Oh God.
Well, that takes us up to the. But the faceless ones, so 2 are going to have to go at this point. So, Mike Yates, Romana 1, and Perry, whose time is up. So Mark's going to get to decide this one. So, actually it's Joe, isn't it? So, no, Joe didn't last time. Sorry, right. So Mark, it is your turn to choose. So Joe, Dylan, Cam, who are you writing out and why?
I'd like to write out Mike Yates and Perry. Unbeknownst to you guys, there's been an entire season in between the Macroterra and the Faithless ones where Mike Yates and Perry had sex in the TARDIS and created this time baby, right? And then basically the whole of Series 6 occurred and it was all very complicated. Anyway, they landed in the Faceless ones and said, oh, fucking, this is exhausting. All this timey-wimey bullshit. We're going to stay here. So Mike Yates and Perry decide to raise their child who's been taken off them or turned into a puddle of cum, or I'm not sure what's happened.
Right,
really.
Joe.
Anyway,
I'm not letting this through because you're letting the fact that you spent 5 hours talking about Doctor Who season 6 on Monday colour your approach to this podcast. So I'm going to strike that from the available options.
Okay. Well, that was my best go.
I'd like to write out Perry and Romana 2. And what happens is they think they're getting on a chameleon flight to investigate, but they actually end up on a package holiday to Ibiza, have a great time, get fucked up, let somebody else pack their suitcase. On the way back into the country, they're caught with 15 kilos of heroin inside a teddy bear, and they spend the next 35 years in an Ibizan jail.
Ibizan jail.
Yeah.
I like it.
Top that, Cam.
It's got that kind of gritty realism that Sidney Newman wanted in the first place, you know?
No BEMs there, is there, Sidney?
We're getting rid of Mike Yates and Romana in an unfortunate medical incident involving spoons.
Can you give us more details,
a recurring
Cam?
joke all the way through.
Can we have more details about the specifics?
No, you just leave that up to your imaginations.
Yep.
None of us are going to sleep tonight now.
As much as I like the spoons up the chuff and anus.
Never said that. Never said that.
You do.
Never said anything about that. You know.
It was heavily implied. I think I've got to go with women in prison. Because, you know, who doesn't love one of those exploitation movies?
Yeah,
playing your Tenko card, are you?
This is how the TV show Bad Girls came to be.
Yeah, just a bunch of white men in a room going, do you know what people really like? Women in prison. Missions. 7 seasons.
Guys, I must have a wee. Like, so you guys carry on, pick the next companion. I'll be 2 or 3 minutes.
We can go a short break if you want.
No, don't worry about it unless everybody else wants to.
Are you having a wee? What, live on YouTube?
What? No, I was going to go to the toilet.
What's your name? What is your name? Grego?
I've got a
cat on that kind of stream.
It's not going to be quite stinking the piss by himself, is it?
Can you smell piss?
I'm going for a piss.
Okay, right.
Come on, let's keep going. Let's see if we can do 2 whole doctors while he's gone. And then we can say you've been the one slowing us down.
Let's crack on then. So we're on to The Evil of the Daleks with Sylvester McCoy and Mike Yates, but we're going to have to bring in another companion at this stage.
Can
So
you
let's
think of a
see
more
who's gonna be-
terrific lineup than Sylvester McCoy and Mike Yates? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That will plague my dreams. I mean, there ain't one bit of acting talent there.
Let's see if whoever comes in can raise the bar then. Who is going to be joining McCoy and Yates in the TARDIS? It's going to be
It's going to be another blow.
Lila.
Oh, yes.
Now, that
Wow.
completely upends the evil of the Daleks because she's the one that they're presumably doing the experiment on to figure out how she copes with dangerous situations. So Mike Yates is surely the Victoria character in this, the kind of helpless female character trapped in a cell by Daleks that Leela's got to rescue, and then she gets to join the TARDIS afterwards.
And let's not forget, every Dalek story has now been replaced by Quarks, the evil of the Quarks. This is so the Quarks have got Mike Yates.
I forgot about this.
Quarks have got Mike Yates captured, and let's face it, it wouldn't take much. And Leela's going to rescue him, yeah, and go through all the tests.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, great. Well, there we go. And then we've got a whole season of Mike Yates and Leela. The monster era.
Can you imagine the amount of like, oh, steady on, girl, steady on. That would go on.
Leela in Tomb of the Cybermen would be fucking knifing cunts left, right, and centre.
She'd be like,
She would make
She'd
the
be
Abominable Snowman like one episode long, wouldn't she?
Yes.
straight down at the Tomb of the Cybermen, just stabbing them all.
Yeah, we just have a season where all those 6-parters become 1-parters because wherever they land, Leela murders.
Leela's just
everybody.
sticking knives in people's throats and throwing them in their backs.
That's why he's got to get rid of her and Fury from the Deep. They're like, come on now.
Well, yeah, we get to Fury from the Deep. Oak and Quill turn up, fucking knife right through the throat.
And surely it would be Mike Yates' scream that gets rid of the seaweed in the end.
Exactly, yes. Just like an Evil of the Daleks, yeah. We've swapped. Mike Yates is the Victoria character we've established,
Excellent.
Enemy of the World will be over pretty quickly because the Sylvester McCoy double in that, who's sort of, world dictator, well, Leela's just going to assassinate him by the end of episode 1.
Okay, great.
She's like she could literally make season 5 bearable, couldn't she?
Do we think so? Do we think Sylvester McCoy could do a Mexican? I mean, it's arguable that Patrick Troughton could do a Mexican accent.
He'd have a go. He'd have a go.
I think
Sylvester McCoy can do a Scottish accent. If I'm entirely honest.
I think McCoy plays it with a thick Indian accent.
Oh no!
Doesn't he usually?
Wow.
Okay. Mike Yates and Leela for the whole season. Yeah.
And then Fury from the Deep. It's Mike Yates' scream.
Oh, he's decided he can't handle all the violence that Leela's brought into the time.
Exactly.
So it's like, Doctor, I'm sorry, I can't do it anymore. These bloody corpses around me. I must leave. And then Sylvester McCoy and Leela go off together.
Great.
We find out if that transpires then, because if we're at Fury in the Deep, one of them's going to have to go. So,
well, also, if Leela stays, that means that Sylvester McCoy can still tell that anecdote about meeting American fans dressed as Leela who are slightly larger than Louise Jameson. He doesn't tell that anecdote anymore. Weirdly, in 2024.
Well, that's my exit anyway. Mike Yates has had enough of Leela's savagery and must leave.
There you go then.
Weak-willed.
Okay, it's Dylan's choice this time round. So that was Joe's writing out of the character. Mark, who are you kicking out and why?
So actually, Mike Yates doesn't. In Fury from the Deep, obviously, Victoria stays on the beach. She waves goodbye. She's going to live with that family. Mike Yates actually does get in the boat back to the TARDIS, but he falls out and drowns.
And no one tries to help him.
No one tries to help him. It's like Warriors of the Deep. He immediately falls in and immediately does say, "No, he's dead. Don't worry about it. Let's go."
Starts speeding up.
Yeah, like that.
That's a good ending.
What about you, Cam?
Have we still got Perry?
No, Perry's gone.
It's Perry. Wait, all right. Perry's wait. So we got Mike and Leela and McCoy. Is that who we've got at the minute?
That's
right. Okay. Right. Oh, we're gonna have to keep Leela. So yeah, Mike's going. Okay. Mike's so going.
Why?
How?
But what are you doing with him, though?
An unfortunate incident with a spoon. I will stop this joke eventually. But...
I'm going to try. No, I don't think you should. I used to do it for every Doctor. Unfortunate incident with celery. I'm not going to ruin them. I'll stop.
I will then. I'm going to actually have to go for Mark. You know, I just like the idea of a drowning. Drowning Mike.
I'm not dead. I like the idea of a drowning Dylan Rees.
We say that, he says I'm not dead, and then Leela just steps on his head and pushes him under.
Just.
You want to leave because of me, do you? Right. You're gone.
R.I.P. Mike Yates.
Well, there you go. I am trying to write all this down to keep up. I'm doing okay, I think.
Sorry, I'll keep you right.
So someone's coming along the very next story, aren't they?
Yeah,
that's right.
You know what we've done with the Quarks? You know the Quarks are now in every Dalek story.
Oh, God.
With the Cybermen, can we just have the Vervoids instead? So Invasion of the Vervoids, Revenge of the Vervoids.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Sure.
That's what you want to have.
With our next Vervoid epic, then the wheel in space. Who's joining us?
Well, let's find out. Let's go back to the companion wheel and see who's going to be joining Sylvester McCoy and Leela in the TARDIS to the end of his era, because we're coming right up to that now. So let's spin the wheel and find out who's coming in. Joining the TARDIS crew is Susan.
Oh, no.
Hey!
Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I can see that working.
Squealing bitch for another.
I can see it working, though. I can see, instead of Zoe, they find the Doctor's granddaughter on board the space station being all, like, sciencey and smart.
Yeah.
I mean, it is Caroline Ford, but, so there's only so far you can go with that, I suppose. But let's say that's how they find out.
Menaced by vaginal foliage.
Yeah.
Why not?
Sorry, me or...
I want to know about your personal life.
Not personally, no.
Although that does mean now we've got
Joe Ford, I never thought those words would cross your lips.
a whole season, 50-odd episodes of Leela and Susan.
Yeah.
How is this going to work?
Yeah.
Well,
It would basically be
that
bit. It would be that bit in the Horrifying Rock where she slaps Adelaide, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
But every week, every single week, just Leela slapping Susan.
Just absolutely battering Susan every week. Yeah, that'd be great.
And obviously, because the Quarks are taking place in the Dominators, it's going to have to be the Daleks.
Excellent,
isn't it? The Mind Robber. I mean, what fantasies will they see on that screen?
Well, I imagine Susan fantasies is just like knitting or something like that.
Leela will just see Mike Yates in the water again. Come out, drown me.
And a leg of lamb.
What I like about this is that at the end of the War Games, if we were to keep it, which I know we won't, we'll come up with hilarious ways to write them out. But you could actually just have the ending of Jamie's ending in the War Games for Leela, which is just her grabbing the knife and just running at the camera. Perfect.
I like that.
It does work. It does.
People will think this is just all thrown together tonight.
Until Russell T Davies and Benjamin Cook change it. Who do they think they are rewriting Doctor Who history?
Yeah, exactly.
So we've got another Vervoid story in the Invasion, bursting out of manhole covers
with the Invasion. If the Brigadier is now one of the rotating companions, how does the Invasion look? Is it just now unit divorced? Like the Brig's not part of unit, or is it?
I think it's that guy who's the ship brigadier in the Android Invasion. I think he's there.
Yeah, right.
Another from the Avengers, that fella.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, fair.
I think he's running the show, and there's no camaraderie between the Doctor and the Brig, unfortunately.
They're just soldiers for hire, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
I mean, I think Leela may liven up the Space Pirates a little bit as well, mightn't she?
I keep telling everybody this. The Space Pirates is fine the way it is. There's a man hiding under a table in a cave. What more do you want from your Doctor Who?
You need to calm down in your life. Good grief. Are you all right? Okay. So we're in the war
for the Space Pirates.
A 10-episode epic featuring the Seventh Doctor, Leela, and Susan.
And every war ever as well. You know? If the War Games was made now, that would be the fucking pitch, wouldn't it? Russell T. Oh, it's going to be every war ever.
The greatest thing we've ever done.
I saw an atrocity on the television news and I thought, there's a Doctor Who story in that.
But Leela's there, right, in every war zone, kicking ass.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
And Susan's just there going, corpses. Whatever she says.
Where's my knitting?
I would like them to spend more time in the Mexican War, though. I feel like we get one Mexican in the whole of the War Games. I want 7 episodes. I want Casters and Lady Jennifer can fuck off. I want the Mexican guy and the black guy from the Civil War to be the main guest.
Yeah, Rudolph Walker, fucking legend.
Yeah, all the fucking way.
And then obviously the Doctor's people are coming in at the end, aren't they? To put an end to this ghastly business. But who are they? I don't think they should be the Time Lords. They're very boring. Look, come on, we've got a chance to write out Gallifrey and all that bullshit and bring in something. It's oh god, what are they called? The ones with the big snouts, from
the
Delgado was
Galaxy
watching in. No, what are they called? He's watching them on the TV in the Sea Devils.
The Clangers.
The Clangers. Yes.
What the fuck?
The Doctor's own people, the Clangers, to send down. Oh, it would be wonderful.
I'm on board. I'm on board.
Yeah, why not? I haven't got a better idea.
Yeah, so then when we finally get to Arc of Infinity, imagine that with the Clangers. Come on.
But why does the Doctor not look like a clanger?
Because he's wearing a holographic filter. I don't know. Use your imagination.
Because he's only.
I fucking feel like every interview with Russell T Davies is going to get to that point where he goes, I don't fucking know. Use your imagination. Jesus. Why is it always up to me?
The Doctor is half clanger on his mother's side.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
Very good.
Oh, no.
As they descend down in a spaceship. A bit like that rocket from Button Moon.
I can't see 3 clangers putting Sylvester McCoy. Actually, maybe
I can. But they're not puppets. They build life-size costumes.
And he's like, no, you don't understand. It's not. I was saving the universe. I wasn't. You've got to interfere. Your policy of non-interference. And they're just like.
Imagine him in Colony in space. I've been sent on another mission by the fucking Clangers.
I mean, in the Sea Devils, the master, the Trenchard walks in and goes, "Oh, what are you doing? Watching a kid show?" He goes, "No, I'm just talking to my mum on the video."
Oh, there we go. Oh, please, can't we keep it? Come on.
There's old mommy master.
If we're replacing every single Dalek with Quarks, then we can keep the Clangers as the Doctor's own people. I'm on board with this. Absolutely.
Oh, wonderful.
Excellent.
Oh, God.
When we get to the deadly assassin and the President Clanger is being assassinated.
President Clanger.
With a custard gun.
Is the Soup Dragon Rassilon in this?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
On that note, we do have to say goodbye to all of our TARDIS crew at this point, because they do get written out. Is anybody got them all to...
The timeless clanger.
The last of the clangers.
Oh,
man.
Clanger victorious. I mean, come on. It works for everything.
Oh, no.
I don't know
Right, Lee, carry on.
I don't know how we write anybody out here at this point.
Yeah, I think it's probably safe to move on from the scene entirely now.
We could just do it as they did in the War Games. They just get sent back to their own time.
Yeah.
Bang, we're off.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, we're off to the races.
Clangers' mastery over time and space.
Doctor number 3 for Spearhead in Space. Come on.
Oh, these go. No.
Oh, has he gone? Is he there?
Yeah.
Of course he's going. I think it's every time he puts the wheel on.
It's the wheel, isn't it? It's the wheel every
It's
single
the
time.
wheels, man. It's the wheels. Who do we want for Spearhead in Space then?
You know, when we go to the 70s, right? Can we make it like Austin Powers 70s? You know, like that's not really. Oh no, it's the 60s.
That's the
isn't it?
60s.
60s, yeah.
Can we make it a
Also,
bit more like the Avengers then?
You might
Also
want to.
60s.
Here we get.
No, I want it more like this. I want it even more like the Sweeney, because I know the Third Doctor era does go a bit kind of like,
oh, okay,
you're next, son. Especially the Ambassadors
would it
of
be
Death.
that? We need to see who it is.
Well, indeed.
If it's Peter Davison, it's not going Sweeney, is it?
Oh, God, can you even imagine?
Well, let's find out. It's a new era, so let's usher in our new Doctor and Companion. So, let's spin the wheel back up. So, Doctor first. There we go.
I met John Leslie once. I'm just going to say that. Let's just get that out of the
Do you
way.
remember it?
What, Wheel of Fortune or meeting John Leslie?
Meeting John Leslie.
No, I saw him. I saw him across the bar, and he put something in my drink. And no, for legal reasons, that didn't happen.
Let's move on. Okay. So it's time to introduce our new third Doctor. Let's find out who it's going to be.
Oh, come on.
Pertwee.
It is William Hartnell.
Hey!
Oh, my God.
Oh, he can handle the Sweeney. He can handle the Sweeney.
So that's our new third Doctor. Let's find out
I
who
could
he's
see Hartnell in the kind of Third Doctor era as a kind of grump, especially that first series. Where he's just like a really fucking grumpy scientific advisor.
Lots of 7-parters for him to take at least 3 episodes off.
Yeah,
Right.
lots of holiday time. And actually we do get to have the Third Doctor era all about cottaging as well. Hooray!
Hey!
Let's find out who's going to be joining
Allegedly.
William Hartnell in this new era in colour of Doctor Who. Let's
I
spin the
think
companion.
anyone
wheel.
on that wheel would work with William Hartnell.
Well, it's going to be Mel.
God.
Oh, of course, she's a computer scientist. Of course, she would.
Oh
be
yeah, sure. There's not a lot of call for computer science, although Inferno, Liz reads all those readings.
Oh,
doesn't she?
imagine though, evil dominatrix Mel in Inferno. Come on, decked in leather
no.
with a big whip. Oh, it would be great.
Christ. Oh, God.
You're driving that car in the Ambassadors of Death and running over that field, diving through that weir. Oh, she'd be amazing.
But could you imagine William Hartnell doing Venusian Aikido?
No, he's not doing
Just
anything.
like-
That's why he has to get written out for 3 episodes, because every time he does it, he sprains a wrist or something.
Why am I just getting like, you know, like when like Monty Burns in The Simpsons tries to do anything physical. It's just like William Hartnell just going, ew, I've fallen.
I think in this scenario, Unit would actually become even more important.
Yeah.
Because he's basically got his own personal army to do all the action stuff that Pertwee would do in our
especially
OG version of Doctor Who. But
Doctor Who and the Silurians, or as I like to call it, Doctor Who and the Tremors, and they're going to come bursting up out of the moor, and Unit will be there, like blowing the shit out of them.
I think also, like, John Pertwee had quite a lot of influence over his era, so I think William Hartnell does too, and perhaps this version of Unit is really concerned with immigration.
Which is why they blew up the Silurians.
William Hartnell will be very concerned with immigration, you know. It also means that Mel's going to be written out without any kind of an exit, doesn't it?
Although, yeah, well, no, not necessarily. We could give her a proper ending. But also, actually, does that mean that in Inferno? Actually, no. I'll save that for writing out the companion.
Oh, what about this? So the climactic end of the alternative Earth at the end of episode 6 of New Inferno. Mel sacrifices herself in order to get the Doctor back to our time, and that great river of strawberry jam envelops her. How about that?
That's our second companion to be killed by lava.
Yeah, it's business.
It's been a few years, it'll be fine. No one will know.
My ending for Mel is that, so in Inferno, the Doctor finds himself in a parallel universe where it's not explicitly stated, but we all know it's what would happen if the Nazis won World War II. Like, that's what it is. This version of William Hartnell's Third Doctor finds this great. Like, he's really happy to stay there. So he stays in that universe And actually, the Mel that we know, leaves because he doesn't go back for her. He just stays with it, and then the rest of this era takes place in that.
In the alternative universe.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Does that mean we get evil clangers?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, this is great.
Well, we're gonna have to.
Well, it does
write
if
out
whoever
now.
is picks my way to write out Mel.
Well, let's get on to that then, because we're at Inferno. So it's time to write out Mel, because there's nobody else in the TARDIS team. So Cameron is going to get to decide her fate. But Joe, Mark, Dylan, how are you going to write her out?
I'm going to write her out exactly the same way as Mark.
I'm going to have her decked out in leather and smothered in strawberry jam, molten strawberry jam.
What a way to go.
What a horrible way to go, yeah. Why do you hate Bonnie Langford so
It's not the
much?
happiness patrol, Jesus.
Are you a member of the Dwas in the 80s?
Had a lot of people on, rubber and slime.
Well, yeah, we're going to have to go with Mark and Dylan's idea about getting rid of Mel, isn't it?
We're in the alternative universe for the rest of the run.
Yeah,
So,
we're fat. It's fast Doctor Who.
We haven't heard Mark's writing out yet, though.
Oh yeah, the Master will be good. But to recast.
The Master's a goodie.
Oh yeah.
Now we're getting interesting.
Although we need a new companion.
Yeah.
For the next story.
Did we find out who Mark's writing Mel out? Did we? I think we did.
Yeah. So he decides to stay in the
Oh, sorry,
in the
of course.
bad
Yeah.
dimension.
Right.
And so she's just left behind.
Right. There we go then.
So now everything's going to be reversed for the rest of the run.
And yeah.
Good luck following this at home.
Oh
Right then.
God! Please let the new fascist companion be Adric.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
because
cool.
also there's no other parallel universe stories until Rise of the Cybermen, is there? So I guess
that's going to be set in our universe.
Yeah.
I reckon by Legopolis we'll figure out a way out of it, or maybe sooner.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Maybe.
Who knows what could happen?
We pop into that CVE and out of it again. We'll be back in our universe.
Okay. Well, we're in a parallel universe. Let's find out who's going to be the new companion for William Hartnell in the TARDIS. So let's go back to the companions wheel and decide who that's going to be. Let's spin the wheel.
Remember, they're going to be evil, all right, before this is chosen.
Yeah.
Yep.
There we go. Who's our next evil character? It's Evil Harry.
Oh God.
Oh yes.
So
That works.
I think Evil Harry is a bit like the vet in the League of Gentlemen, except the menacing one. So every time he operates on someone or examines them, they die.
Are we trying to say that essentially this is what Doctor Who would be like if you had Harold Shipman as a companion?
Harry Shipman.
Oh God.
Well, he just gets off on it, he murders them, but he pretends he's helping them, and there's a spate of murders in all these stories. I do like the idea that in Terror of the Autons equivalent, or Evil Terror of the Autons, I suppose we're calling it now, that our Doctor, who has now gone over to the Nazi side, is going to have a conversation with an evil clanger.
Can I just make a point?
Telephone tower. Yes, please. Yes.
Because obviously he wants to protect the fascists that he's chosen to live with. So it's still going to be Doctor Who versus aliens, because at its heart, I suppose Doctor Who is quite anti-immigration, because it's all about aliens coming over here, trying to take our planet.
Okay. You've just given a new reading on Doctor Who there,
I don't know. I feel like Gareth Roberts has been peddling that for years.
Yeah, you're right.
So, a master shows up, but he's a goodie. So I'm saying that's played by Mr. Pastry, whoever Mr. Pastry was, who was there was like, Mr. Pastry's Doctor Who.
Can't it be someone like Molly Sugden?
Okay, yeah, I'm in.
Molly Sugden, yeah, she'd be wonderful, wouldn't she? And her pussy, of course.
Yeah, of course. I think in the Mind of Evil, it's about a prison, and the Mind of Evil actually makes people really nice, and they're trying to stop this happening.
Yeah, they're all really progressive. And,
that's right.
Yeah. It's a woke prison.
Yeah.
We must stop this wokeness.
I mean, what does the Three Doctors look like though? In
Well, I
in
don't
this
know.
version?
I don't know whether we're quite there at the Three Doctors yet. I just want to hit the colony in space beforehand, in which side the Doctor is fully on the side of the humans and gets rid of the natives and supports the big
Yeah,
corporation.
he would. Yeah, that's true.
And then as the Inquisitor, Molly Sugden turns up looking a bit like the Inquisitor from Trial of a Time Lord, you know, to declare who's right and who's wrong at the end of that story.
Sea Devils and Silurians are just gunned the fuck down from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and
Because
the
they're on
mutants.
They're on boats.
Yep.
And in the Curse of Peladon, the Doctor successfully stops them from joining the EU.
Yeah.
And in this upside down universe, the Time Monster, of course, makes a lot of sense and is a really good story, you know.
And in the mutants, all the mutts are wiped out as well.
I thought you were going to say white then. I was like, where's he going? Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh Christ.
Oh dear. So now we're at the Three Doctors.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our new Three Doctors of Sylvester McCoy, Patrick Troughton, and William Hartnell.
Well, obviously, William Hartnell would be doing all of his bits by a screen because he would be dead a few months later. 2 years later. 2 years later.
Would it not be?
I think I figured out how I'm going to.
Yeah, I was going to say Patrick Troughton would have been.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, maybe it's Patrick Troughton on the screen. I think actually there's a bit of a plot twist here, and the other Doctors have come back because they need to bring this Doctor back to his own universe and to the side of good. And so it's it's not in it. It's a battle to save the left wing agenda of Doctor Who.
What's the opposite of jelly? Custard?
What?
Well, I'm just trying to think.
The opposite of jelly.
Yeah.
No one's ever asked me that before.
I'm just thinking, like, maybe we'll have the custard guards. The custard guards is the gel guards.
That's such a really odd existential question. I'm like, what is the opposite of jelly? I don't know.
But we'll just have custard come down.
Some kind of blancmange? Is blancmange the natural opposite?
No, you'd have to have something that's
stupid than those fucking gel
Would it be
guards,
like,
isn't it?
like fucking concrete? Is the opposite of jelly?
Yeah.
That don't quite work. Let's go with custard.
It fucking does. Jelly's edible, concrete's not.
There are loads of things that are edible. Bricks. My mum's cooking.
But
she's not watching.
Christ,
thank God you put cooking on the end of that sentence.
Yeah. So
I've just realised we've got as well Planet of the Quarks, haven't we? 1,000 quarks in suspended animation as
an invisible quarks.
First Doctor and Third Doctor, as played by William Hartnell and Harry. Take them down.
Yeah. So
my God.
Of course, the Fowls in the evil universe are a bunch of Nazis, aren't they, rather than pacifists?
No, but we're not in the evil universe. We've been pulled in the Three Doctors.
Oh God, I can't keep up.
The other two Doctors came to save him, bring him back to our universe, and make him the liberal left-wing elitist that we all know he is.
Thank God, so we're back to normal now, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, we haven't got to Planet the Spiders where we'd punch out the guru. You fucking woke new age nonsense. Bang.
That means evil Harry,
still do
that's evil Harry that's murdering people instead of doing medical examinations is now in our universe.
Well, quite. That's why he's got to go in the Green Death.
Oh, he needs a romance with somebody, doesn't he?
Oh, he has. Yeah.
Clifford's on board with Harry being part of the TARDIS team because he says instead of Harry Sullivan's an imbecile, it should be Harry Sullivan's an incel.
Bravo.
Very good.
Genius.
Very, very good.
Okay. So, can you think of someone
Harry
appropriate
Sullivan,
for him to have a romance with?
There'll be someone in some Welsh mining town, wouldn't it?
Well, maybe him and the boss.
Someone who likes a bit of kick. I'll tell you what, Russ T. Davies. Harry and Russ T. Davies have a romance, and he decides to leave.
I just imagine Russell being very demanding.
I imagine you being very demanding.
I'm not very demanding.
Russell
would be constantly gaslighting you, going, I did make the bed, and you walk into the bedroom and it's not made. Just go, no, you thought I didn't make the bed, but I did, and it's you that's wrong, and actually you should have made the bed.
Oh, wow.
Well,
that's what I'm saying anyway. Harry is having a romance with Russell T. Davies.
I mean, yeah.
Well, it's Joe's turn to choose. So, Mark, Dylan, do you want to back up Joe's characteristics for Harry? Have you got your own? What are
I
you putting
think
forward?
Harry's still going to go up the Amazon, but instead of finding
with Rusty David,
yeah, but instead of going to find some mycelia fungus that will cure world hunger, he's just going to find some fucking very deadly plants to turn into poison gas. Sullivan's gas.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Wow.
But also,
are we now moving him from being like Harold Shipman to like Scarecrow from Batman?
Aye, sure, why not?
It's just like Harry Sullivan going, I know your fears.
I actually think that Harry has come to learn the error of his ways and wants a quieter life. So he doesn't go up the Amazon. He decides to become an Amazon delivery driver. And
I love it.
And he's delivering. He's delivering your collection box set 5 days late.
What an evil nasty delivering my parcels.
He's not an evil. He's learned the folly of his ways. He wants a quiet life, delivering his packages.
Yeah. Okay, then we'll go with that one. If it's my choice, I like the idea of that. Yeah.
Okay, so
plus Ian Martin turning up on your doorstep. I mean, hello.
So there we go. Harry Sullivan has left the TARDIS to work for Amazon. I saw that one coming tonight. Right, so that leaves a vacancy in the TARDIS again. So we're going to have to find a new companion.
You've gone all quietly. Oh no, you're back.
That's Barbara.
The Queen!
Oh my God.
Of course, Barbara's going to be the longest running class series companion.
As she should be.
Yeah. I think that's brilliant because she is very similar to Sarah Jane Smith. So I think those stories will probably play out quite similar.
Yeah.
I
think so.
Yeah.
Would she do all that women's libbing in Monster Peloton?
I think she does. I actually think she's not an investigative journalist. She's someone that UNIT have brought in to teach this doctor about women's lib because he's always constantly inappropriate towards women.
Well, also, she is a history teacher, so the idea of kind of having her going, there's a fucking ghost in this castle, mate. Like, can you come in and explain why we're seeing ghosts? And she'd be like, no such thing as ghosts. But so that would be a natural way to bring her in to the Time Warrior.
Yeah.
And then,
imagine Barbara in that warehouse with that Tyrannosaurus Rex waking up as well.
Yeah.
I mean, she'd be bold. She'd just biff him, wouldn't she?
She would. Or at least like...
and she would keep Hartnell in line because that's what she did in the, in the 60s.
Yeah. I don't think the series changes that much, actually. In fact, I think this is probably the definitive season for the Hartnell Doctor. He goes out on a high.
Yeah. But how does he go out?
Especially his classic on Exelon, Death to the Quarks. Amazing. They've lost their weaponry, so they've had to rethink.
Does that mean they just can't open their arms out? Or...
That's right.
They just look really cross all the time.
Like the Daleks, they've swapped it up with machine guns, you know?
I'm just going to show you my bum for a second.
Right, what a show! Wow!
The fuck?
He's got a fridge in his room, and
is that the first beer? An hour and 40 minutes in.
Yeah, it's either that or suicide.
Are we shaking up Planet of the Spiders a bit? You know, having a different bug or something, just something a bit different.
Well, no. So, if you'll allow me to pitch my way of writing out William Hartnell.
Go for it. Yeah.
So, I think I'm right. William Hartnell died in 1975, didn't he?
I think it's 77.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 77? I'm going to Google this.
He definitely dies.
It's 75.
Oh, maybe you're right.
It's 75.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll shut the fuck up.
So when was Planet of the Spiders?
74.
74. All right. He leaves because he's gonna die. He's like, I can't fucking do this show anymore. So he just goes.
Dark, Mark.
But that's why he left the series in the first place. He was too ill to continue. And the same thing happens again. But with a much higher cost.
Can I offer a similar meta reading? The Doctor is summoned to the Clanger homeworld and told to go forth to the chief Clanger. And he goes, look, I'm really sorry. He's saying it like this, but I'll translate. He says, unfortunately, you've been getting a bit forgetful on your adventures, Doctor. We're going to have to let you go. And then they force him to regenerate. And he becomes whoever we get next.
Nice.
Well, shall we find out who's going to be our next lead in the TARDIS? Because it's that time.
Let's do it.
The longest era in Doctor Who. It's the fourth Doctor's
The
era.
longest, most successful Doctor Who era,
Please
arguably.
be Colin Baker, please.
Please don't be Peter Davison.
No, God, no. God.
Let's find out who is going to be our new
Come on, it's 1 in 4. Come on, Colin.
fourth Doctor. Let's spin the wheel. Our new fourth Doctor will be
I think you...
John Pertwee.
Way.
John Pertwee and Barbara. Okay.
Madam? Yeah, that would work.
Oh no! Imagine him trying to do
but
that.
Who's joining them?
Though?
Who's joining them in Robot?
Oh yeah,
that's true. Yeah, we have got room for one more.
Yeah.
So
was Robot not originally a John Pertwee script anyway?
No, it's just written by Terence Dick, so it feels like one.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's find out who's going to be joining us.
Sorry. Sorry to give you some serious Doctor Who history. No, it wasn't.
It was just the way he said it. It was like, gee.
Shut him down. Had 2 sips of alcohol. I'm like, who is this guy?
He's kicking off.
Want to tell me about Robot, my favourite story.
I'm going to diffuse this situation. Let's get to the next companion before
please.
throwing trails around.
This beer is 10%, so.
Jesus.
Let's fly up the wheel.
Actually, I had a 14% beer about half an hour ago. I've not seen the effects yet. I'll have it.
Okay.
I feel like I've had about 10 fucking beers by now, but I've had none.
Who is our next companion? It's going to be Jamie.
Jamie? Well, I mean,
yeah.
John Pertwee. Okay.
Yeah.
Jamie and Barbara.
I suppose Jamie and Barbara would get on quite well with the whole history teacher angle.
Yeah.
Well, I could see Jamie and Barbara having that same sort of chemistry, you know, like brother and sister.
I know. I think Barbara's got to pull him up on his behaviour a little bit as well. You know.
Pull him up on what?
He's a bit old school sexist, isn't he? He's a bit too protective. He's a bit too patronising.
Well, that's John Pertwee. What are you talking about, madam?
Well, then exactly. She's there to keep them both in line, as Sarah Jane was.
Can we just imagine for a second?
But now you.
John Pertwee delivering the "Do we have the right?" speech.
Just about to say the same thing.
Genesis of the Quarks. Amazing. Do I have the right, Barbara?
Do I have the right, Barbara? Barbara right.
Just touch these 2 wires together.
And the quarks are finished.
Oh no!
It's the first time, but not the last time you will hear my terrible John Pertwee impression this week. But you'll find out on Sunday, Dylan. Is that right?
Saturday.
Saturday. There we go.
And of course, Revenge of the Vervoids at the end of the season as well.
Oh, of course.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
You know.
Costumes looking a bit shoddy, you know.
Yeah.
Vervoids with a South African accent.
You're just some crap-looking plants skulking around in a spaceship.
They're getting a bit tired now, the Vervoids. Oh, bless them. I thought, well, no, we're staying with these people till Terror of the Zygons, aren't we? Terror of the Zygons next?
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to get rid of the Zygons, you know. I do like them a lot.
Oh, just keep
the Zygons.
Oh, okay.
Lee's powering up his wheel, so we've got a vamp for a bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Can we set Terror of the Zygons in Sussex, though, but film it in Scotland?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
And we'll get a Scottish actor to do a really bad English accent.
Yeah.
I think he's popping up the call every time. Every time I mention Scotland, he's popping out the call.
Okay, the new mate, innit?
Okay.
Donald, where's your fucking trousers?
Daniel does ask a good question. He says, who will play the Quark Davros?
Yeah, shit, good point. I think it's still Michael Wisher, surely.
Can he be that fella
And he would
from
be
the Carry On
inside
movie?
the-
You know, the one with the glasses?
Oh, Charles Hawtrey.
Charles
I was trying to think of someone like that, yeah. I just kept thinking of David Bowie. I was like, it's not David Bowie.
But could you imagine Charles
Oh my
Hawtrey?
God.
Because he would just be inside the. It would just be his head. Instead of
And
the
a little
Quark
limp
head.
wrist.
And it would just be his head, and then the rest of it would just be Quark.
The flappy arm.
Yeah. Someone send us that Photoshop. Thank you very much.
Yeah, please.
Get onto that,
Oh my
Jackson.
God.
A Quark with Charles Hawtrey's head on the top. Oh, shitty now. I'm going to have some terrible nightmares tonight.
By your own hands,
God.
might I add. It's your idea.
Yeah, sorry.
So we've got to write one of them out in Terror of the Zygons, haven't we? It's either Babs or Jamie.
Oh, no, we've got to keep Barbara, don't you think?
Yeah.
Well, Mark gets to decide and vote this time. So, Cam, Dylan, Joe, how are you writing out your choice of companion?
I think Jamie finds himself back in the Highlands, and
Yeah.
the Highlands of Scotland. He immediately takes himself a wife, whether she likes it or not, and goes to live in a cabin somewhere where he kills hogs and eats them.
I agree with that entirely.
Is that what you think life in Scotland is?
Pretty much.
That's what Jamie would do. I've been to Scotland. You guys have got Greg's.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've been to Scotland. It's not that civilised.
Read the room.
I don't care. Jesus. Cam?
Right. Jamie ends up back in Scotland, obviously, and finds it so great that he starts a rowing club alongside 3 other folk. And then later on, he decides to say, right, we'll try this new game called football. And Rangers Football Club are born. There you go.
Wow.
So
there's no spoons
timeline. Jamie gets done for tax evasion.
Yeah, that comes later on, though. That's like 100 years
right.
in the future.
I'm just planning ahead for the 2 doctors here.
It's only because Cam can't think what John Pertwee's known for to leave up the chuff of...
Sucking his own dick. He can't die because John Pertwee's penis is inside him.
If John was still with us, he'd say challenge accepted.
If he was still with us, he's not getting it up.
He used to swing over it anyway.
Imagine him just wheeling you into A&E. Oh no! Right, okay. Sorry.
Right, Mark, you've got the choice. Who is at the door?
I think I'm going to go with Dylan because fuck Rangers Football Club. I'm not even a football fan. I don't know why I said that, to be honest, but fuck him.
Well, I thought you were a good fella, but never mind.
Now we've got a fair size run with Pertwee and Barbara.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that different. You know, you've got Pyramids, Morbius, Seeds of Doom, Hand of Fear. Like, I don't know whether anything enough happens in those to really sort of change the history of the show. Discuss.
Yeah, I don't think it does. I think it's quite similar, isn't it?
The brain of Morbius, the Candyman's origin story, please.
Okay.
Various giant all sorts on those spaceships were dragged out by somebody. Yeah.
Just going, this is a fucking giant humbug. This isn't going to do. Fuck this.
Yeah, I think that would work.
Okay, great.
Barbara would kick ass in Seeds of Doom, wouldn't she? She'd kick ass in the Android Invasion. Yeah. Duplicate Barbara in the Android Invasion. Her face falling off. Amazing. Okay.
We'd get duplicate Jamie coming back, wouldn't we?
We would, yeah.
Mm.
And this is the one where...
And we get the Brigadier back as well.
Yeah.
The
actual Brigadier, yeah.
Yeah.
So then we get to the Hand of Fear, and I think the Doctor is. The Doctor's called back to Gallifrey by the.
Can we call it? Can we call it the cock of beer though? It's a stone cock in that quarry.
Okay.
Sort of reaching forward and grabbing.
And it's just sort of like a worm along the floor.
My God.
Eldrad must jizz.
Yeah, that's right. Eldrad must jizz.
It's just the Eldrad must jizz.
So many episode titles, so little time. Right, well, we're going to have to write out Barbara at this point. So Dylan gets to decide how she goes. Cam, Mark, Joe, how are you going to write her out?
Easy. Eldrad eventually, obviously, becomes an enormous stone cock, and Barbara goes, "Well, I'm having that. Take me home." And she takes the stone cock with her, and that's the last we see of her.
She suddenly realises what she's been missing in life and starts an OnlyFans.
It's a bit like Love and Monsters, but with an enormous.
Oh my God!
We even have a bit of a love life,
I can't walk for months afterwards, but we do.
At least she leaves with a smile on her face.
She does. Yeah.
What about you, Mark?
God, where'd you go from a big stone cock?
Well, that's Babs.
Do you know what? I think, the Doctor is obviously, he's got to go back to Gallifrey to see the clangers again. And no humans are allowed on the planet of the clangers. So he drops her off back home. And I had the fear because I genuinely feel that this era would basically just play out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Cam.
Right. She remains in the nuclear reactor. With her stone cock, and then she becomes akin to Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen.
Okay.
And just throughout the rest of Doctor Who, just reappears in random sequences as like a nervous system or a skeleton, because she's just piecing herself back together throughout time.
Wow. Well, I was going to go for the cock, but I like the idea of Bab's nervous system showing up in Meglos or something. So let's go for that.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Okay. That is how Barbara is departing. Daniel Ronsley's got more sedate fating around for her. She could just open an art gallery.
That's true. Not as exciting as our options, but that is true.
Good.
Oh, now of course we've got the deadly assassin on the Clanger planet, don't we?
Yeah, we're just Mr. John Pertwee by himself.
John Pertwee and the Clangers. Oh my God, I want to see it so bad.
This is a Christmas special, right?
God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know those Clangers.
John Pertwee on the planet of the clangers.
They're like Machiavellian politicians, aren't they?
You couldn't understand the bloody word they were saying, though. They'd always be sat there kind of going, no.
Sure.
Woo,
Subtitles throughout.
Or just no subtitles, and you just figure out what they're saying by John Pertwee's reactions.
No, madam.
Why am I now just getting like this like clanger just holding John Pertwee under the water?
Of course. Now Molly Sugden has usurped the role of the master because she's gone off a cliff or something. So somebody else has got. Oh, is it Crispy Molly?
Molly.
And she is unanimous in that. Okay. So then I suppose we need a new companion.
We do, because we're on to the face of evil now. So let's go back to the spinny wheel. In the TARDIS. So let's spin it and see who we end up with. We have Nissa.
That's a very different. That's a very different face of evil, isn't it? That's like she.
Oh God.
She's the Tesh, isn't she? She's not the Savages. She's like she's the really tedious, ancestor of the technicians that landed there. That's what happens. Yeah, God.
Oh, he'd be so fucking
What a
sexist,
boring.
wouldn't he,
Yeah.
I think she's just very dull, and by the time they get to Talons of Weng Chiang, she just shows up and says, "Well, this is all very inappropriate," and gets back in the TARDIS.
Right. But she'd be absolutely perfect for Underworld, wouldn't she?
Oh yeah, she'd fit
Full of
right
shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can't think what other stories are.
Well, there's the Invisible Enemy, so we're due an additional companion, right?
That's true. Yes. So
No, K9. I'm going to say if K9 was one, then yeah.
Yeah,
I'm suspecting that we're not really excited by this dynamic coupling of John Pertwee and Nissa. So are we skipping to the Invisible Enemy and bringing
Why
someone
we
else in?
skip straight to the next one? Yeah.
Let's
get straight in.
Let's get replacement K9 in.
Well, let's find out who that's going to be then. So, back to the companion's wheel. And we'll find out who will be joining in the Invisible Enemy. It will be Polly.
Polly and Nissa. Oh.
So, I think that obviously K9 was created by Professor Marinus because he missed his dog. So Polly was created by Professor Marinus because he missed the sweet loving of a real human. So Polly is a robot sex machine.
No, she's a fembot, like I said earlier.
Okay, there we go.
Oh,
so
God.
Her tits are ready whenever you need her to machine gun anybody.
Or she's one of those real dolls, and actually the Doctor just got to drag her around and clean her out every now and then.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear. No, let's have her as a fembot. Come on.
Okay.
She'd be very useful in stories,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
By the time she gets to the image of Fendal, she's just using those titty guns to fucking...
But it's like, when K9 extends that little kind of like aerial thing out of his head to do computers or something like that. Is that one going to be like her doing that, but it comes out of her nipples?
Yeah, it's the tit guns.
No, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Think about every time K9 shoots somebody, that's going to be Polly shooting somebody with her tits. All right.
Yeah. Do you remember that bit where the wall falls down in the Invisible Enemy?
Yeah.
That's Polly's tits.
Do you remember that bit in the Android Invasion where K9 takes down a whole row of guards in the Angels of Tara? Sorry, she'd be like, take them all out. It'd be wonderful. Oh
wow.
So we've got Pertwee, Nissa, and
oh my god, a cup of tea just emerged. Excuse me.
Nissa's doing fuck all in any of these stories, right? Like,
same as ever, really.
Well, she did fuck all anyway. She was always in the TARDIS with a bloody migraine.
Yeah, it's true.
True to form.
Yeah, I feel like in the image of the Fendal tried to take over Nissa. She spends the rest of the era in the TARDIS having a nap.
Yeah, I think so.
And still doesn't know very much about telebiogenics or whatever it is.
Telebiogenesis.
That's the one.
That's easy for you to say.
Where are we now?
We've got to the Invasion of Time, so we've got to lose them both. But one of them comes back as version 2.
Polly Mark II.
Oh.
Yeah. With additional features.
So, who is going to go then?
So we're back on the planet of the Clangers.
Yeah. The Doctor's pretended to be against the Clangers for several episodes, but he's really for them. And then something.
And is it still the Sontarans, or is it? I'm trying to think of
Chumblies.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Nissa is out in the wilderness with the feral clangers, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she is. And
Clangers versus Chumblies. Fantastic.
Oh my god.
That's the
it
summer
would be more
blockbuster.
exciting than the Invasion of Time, let's be honest. Okay. We've got to write them out then.
Well, I think I would like to write it out that Nissa is so shit and so dull that she prolapses and just turns inside out and turns into a quivering, fleshy question mark, and then she disappears from existence altogether.
I can't beat that. Nissa turns into a prolapsed question mark. Yes.
Fleshy question mark.
A fleshy question mark.
Yeah. This 10% beer is doing wonders.
No.
I don't even think we should give Cam the choice
Sarah
here.
Sutton here.
I'm all for going ahead with that. Just a fleshy.
Yeah, I think the fleshy question mark is inevitable.
It's the most sensible suggestion we've heard yet.
So the Doctor pulls out Polly Mark II, does he, from a box underneath the console and looks at the camera.
Yeah, with life-size froth.
just winks and goes like that.
Yeah. and then the camera turns and there's a thing that goes Mark II, Mark III, Mark IV, just all these boxes, all of Polly lookalikes.
Oh my god!
And then they've got to go on a mission, haven't they, across all the time and space to assemble something incredible. But what is it?
It's an IKEA shelving unit.
Oh, the shelves of infinity.
Of time.
That's right. One piece of shelf on every location.
But
Would it not be like knitting together a clanger doll?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
It's a part work. You've got to get the bits each week.
Yeah.
We can do tie-in merchandise as each story's going out.
These things write themselves.
Yeah. Anyone would think Rusty Davis was on this call. Jesus Christ.
But we need a new companion to come on this journey with us.
Oh, we do, yes. And Sex Polly as well, yeah.
So let us find out who that is going to be. So let's get the companion wheel back up.
Hopefully someone who can knit, put that clanger together.
Going to be the Brigadier.
Excellent. I don't know how his knitting skills are. But
Brilliant.
He could definitely sew up a war wound on the battlefield, I think.
Yeah, that's amazing. Can you imagine that?
So does that mean then in Androids of Tara we've got 3 Brigadiers instead of 3 Romanas?
Yeah,
is that right?
So.
Yep. Looks like it, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think he's taking any nonsense in the Rebos operation and probably just decks the Graf Vindicate.
Yeah.
And that's over pretty quickly.
I can't see him hanging off a cliff in the Stones of Blood going, help! Like Romana
No,
does.
that's true.
No,
No, he's just throwing the folk off the cliff. That's what he's doing.
Kicking the Ogre off the cliff. And then he's
off
down Amelia Rumford's for a sausage sandwich.
In the power of Kroll, all 3 of them
And
have
something
to
to
strip
eat.
off and paint green and wear loincloths and join the Swampies.
Fair.
I don't know why, I just want it to happen. And the end of the season is a very damp squib, alas, where the clanger is assembled and then...
But they've run out of money. So
fucking
it's just got different types of wool that are different colours, and the nose looks more like John Pertwee's cock, and it's just really disappointing.
And as a result, the Brigadier
John
regenerates.
Pertwee's cock would take more than 6 segments to build. Come on.
That's true.
Was he really that big? Do you know I'm going to watch those stories more carefully now?
I don't know.
Well, according to Leslie Phillips' autobiography, John Pertwee could suck his own cock by kind of putting his leg up and swinging it up so he could catch it.
That's not a talent. Everyone can do that.
I fucking can't.
Oh, sorry, Dylan.
Here's a question.
Either.
Here's a question only Joe can answer. Daniel Ronsley says, do Pertwee and Polly get the hamster with a blunt penknife could do it quicker line in Androids of Tara?
Oh, no, it would be Pertwee, wouldn't it? A hamster with a blunt penknife. Quicker. Yeah, wonderful.
So we've got to write one of them out at the end of the Armageddon Factor, haven't we?
We do. One of them's got to go.
Yeah.
So who is it gonna
probably should be the Brigadier who's fed up with all this knitting that's going on. Says, I want some action. Not knitting.
He's just sat there and trying to knit with bullets and can't do it.
It seems a shame to lose the Brigadier so early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's Cam's choice as to who goes. So if you 3 of you want to pitch your idea of who is getting written out and how.
Interesting.
I'm going to go Polly because I think I want to keep the Brig in because it's the Brig. And I think basically in true canine fashion, there'll be some kind of dreadful malfunction and her tit guns and be beyond repair.
Wow.
I want to say that the Shadow from Armageddon Factor, in the same way that he takes over K9, he takes over Polly, you know, and it's sort of similar to you, Mark. She starts using her tit guns to try and kill everybody, and unfortunately, they have to, I don't know, cause a rock fall to land on her head or something like that. Anything to stop her. But she's only a robot, so never mind.
So what I think happens is, you know, that bit where K9's nearly melted down in this story. Polly's nearly melted down, but it just melts her waxy skin off, and then she's just a robot, and everyone's like, "You're not that hot," and so she's just ostracized from the group.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your choice of fates, Cam. Which one is it going to be?
I think we're going to have to go with Dylan. We have to go with Dylan.
Okay.
Beauty is only skin deep.
Yep.
Can we have him say to her, you know, Pertwee say to her, though, "Madam, you can't show us your tits anymore. Get out." Yeah.
Well, if you show me your tits, I'll tell you.
Okay.
So there we go. Polly is.
I'm going to have to go and find a charger a second. Hold on.
All right. Okay.
Am I the only person who's left this call?
There's always time. We're about to hit some industrial action, so anything could happen.
Yeah, I know. Of the Union storming through the door at the back of Cameron in a minute.
I thought he was shutting the door to go through it then, but no, he is opening it. Oh, good.
So
Okay.
at this point, I should probably remind you that you do have wild cards to play because we're getting quite deep into the year here. So at any point, if you do want to bring a companion back, you can do so, but you only get one chance and one chance only to do that. So that's something to bear in mind as we.
I'll wait until Colin shows up.
All right. Okay. And so we're at Destiny of the Daleks in a moment with John Pertwee, the second Inissa, and the Brigadier. So that's
Destiny of the Quarks, you mean?
Destiny of the Quarks. I'm sorry, I do apologise.
So hang on, who are we with?
So we have Pertwee as the Doctor, the second Nissa, after she regenerates.
Right. Fuck yeah! I forgot Nissa was still there.
No, Nissa turned into a quivering.
How apt, Mark! You forgot Nissa was there.
And the Brigadier.
No, wait, we got rid of Nissa in Invasion of Time.
She's a quivering, fleshy question mark.
Oh yeah, she prolapsed.
Oh, okay then. Well, in that case, it's just Pertwee and the Brigadier then.
I keep seeing every time we say that.
But so we need a replacement K9.
We do.
Yeah.
Okay, so we shall spin the wheel then.
Okay.
Or the brig has to regenerate.
I'm glad somebody's paying attention around here. Oh no, what just happened there? Is he pissed? Is he falling over?
Just collapse.
I think he fell over.
It's regeneration energy, they may know. I'll wait for him to plug himself in.
What is he doing?
This is like when my dad accidentally video calls me.
It's not my end, it's your end. All right.
So to speak. You're back with us then, Cam?
Yeah.
Okay,
We
grand.
weren't
Okay.
laughing at you.
Just in time for us to bring in a new companion into the story. So let's find out
Okay.
who that is going to be. Let's bring up the wheel again. Adric.
Hey!
Oh no.
Well, I for one,
Adric and the Brigadier.
I for one can't wait to see Adric and John Pertwee hand in hand running around Paris. And in The Creature from the Pit, when Arato appears, Adric just gets down on his knees and gets it all in.
And John Pertwee goes, I say, that looks familiar. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Okay, let's see now. We're going through this very campy season, Nightmare of Eden.
I think Adric gets addicted to poppers.
The Horns of Nymon. Go on, go for it.
Well, I don't know. I can't do all the plots.
So yeah, with the Horns and I'm on, then what, we're in the E-Space trilogy territory after that, are we?
Yeah, I mean the Sharda, which remains unfinished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in this time zone, yeah.
Yeah. But I'd like to think in this version they get all the studio stuff done and the location footage isn't done. That's for no reason, but
Obviously, we've got Meglos, where John Pertwee has all those spikes all over his face.
Yeah.
And that
Cactus John Pertwee.
This is where I want to play my wild card and bring back Barbara's immune system as a different character.
Yes!
So Dylan has played as a wild card. So Barbara's immune system will rejoin the TARDIS crew. And she joins. Yep. that's who
all she can do is point.
How do we visualize this?
She's floating and she can just point, and she's very delicate.
Okay. Is she useful to the plots?
Absolutely not. No.
Just kind of be floating.
Is it her
like
at this point? Because remember, he said she's sort of going around getting bits and bobs.
No,
Has she
I mean, you've read Watchmen, right?
No.
No. Okay. Dr. Manhattan just like keeps like over intervals, just like kind of different parts of the body just reappear on the military base until he's fully formed into this like godlike creature.
When they get to full circle, they find her arsehole.
By the time we get to Legopolis, we realise it was a portent of the Doctor's death all along.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. So Barbara is the Watcher, collecting bits of her body throughout the E-Space trilogy.
That's right. Yep. With a hint then that we may have got a female Doctor next. I mean, we won't.
Yeah, but we won't.
We might have done.
No, we won't. But,
because it'll never work.
No. I'm going to take you out of the fiction for a moment here and into the real life of our parallel universe. Matthew Cox has been in touch to say Pertwee and Waterhouse get married, of course.
Of course they do.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
A very short marriage, admittedly. Pertwee was drinking too much red wine, and Matthew was more into scientists.
Tons of furious bumming, and then they realise they can't stand each other.
Exactly.
Perfect. And then they won't even look at each other in the scenes for the rest of the season.
No.
So we are up to full circle now with quite a big TARDIS crew of John Pertwee, Ardric, the Brigadier, and Barbara's immune system. But it's full circle. So somebody's going to have to come in. It's going to be a really crowded TARDIS for a short amount of time.
Yeah. Well,
so
it did feel that way at the time as well, remember?
Yeah. So let's go back to the companions wheel and see who's going to be jumping on board now. It is going to be Sergeant Benton.
Oh my god.
We thought this season couldn't get any better. Okay, Sergeant Benton. Okay, how's he coming in?
So you got...
Yeah, how is he coming in?
In full circle.
He's a unit soldier that's been fucking fell through a crack in the universe and ended up in E-space.
Can we have him come in a story earlier and he's the human in Meglos that's been abducted and then joins them on their E-space journey?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds good.
Is that too sensible?
No, it works. It works. We ain't got nothing better.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a 5.
So they go to a planet full of vampires, the immune system, the Sergeant Benton, Adric.
The immune system, that's Barbara's immune system to you.
Barbara's immune system, yeah, sorry.
The immune system.
I think, you know how Romana's sort of the bridal sacrifice at the end? That could be Sergeant Benton this time round.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
I think that Orcon wanted a bit of cock, if I'm honest, the way he spoke to Adric.
Well, it's the way their names went over time. It's not Orcon, it's All Cock. The brother's criminal.
No.
And then they make it to Warrior's Gate, and someo's got to fuck off, I guess.
Yeah, we've got those two at this stage. There's two of them going to be.
Yeah, I mean,
wow,
Benton. Fucking useless. Let's be honest.
No.
Well, it's Joe's choice as to who goes. So, Mark, Dylan, Cam, who are your two from the 5?
So hang on, I've got Adric, Barbara's
Yes.
immune system, and the Brigadier.
And Sergeant Benton. So, to go.
So
I think we should keep Adric in as long as possible.
Yeah.
No, we really shouldn't. No.
I think the Brigadier and Barbara's immune system have fallen in love. and they're going to stay in E-Space and help the Tharrells. All the important bits of Barbara have appeared. So the Briggs Five.
I was going to say she'd be at least joined by her muscular structure already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's got all the important holes in her eyes. So and her hands.
Why are we treating Barbara so badly in this?
I don't make.
She's the only person who'll come back twice.
Yeah,
that's true.
True.
But yeah, so I think Babs' immune system and the Brig go off to live in E-Space.
There we go. Cam, what about you?
I'd say Adric and Benton, who just decide to just start arguing with each other all throughout E-Space because Adric wants to stay there and Benton doesn't. He wants to go back home to eat 9 potatoes.
I'd sell somebody's car.
Yes.
Is this your stuff? Can I sell it? I'll just sell it anyway.
Yeah. I got £1,000 for that.
Before we go to Mark, I don't want this to influence anybody's decision, but Luke Malloy says save Benton for Earthshock.
Oh, of course.
Oh, wow.
So that's been
Save your
chucked in
Benson
there.
for the time. No, wait, that doesn't work.
Save Benton for the time lash.
What about you then, Mark? Who are your two?
I think, I'm kind of with Dylan here. I feel like the Brig and Barbara are the natural.
We haven't had much good value out of the Brig,
No. He's just been shooting things like K9 does,
Yeah.
And so I think he's going to help. He's going to help Barbara traverse E-Space and avoid going back to the planet of the Clangers. Because for some reason she has to go back there, because I realise now that she's not Romana. But yeah, he's going to help her find the rest of her body in E-Space. And he will, that's what they're going to do. They're going to put Barbara back together again.
Okay. All right then, Joe. What are you going with?
2.5 hours in, our imaginations are clearly waning, but I will go with Dylan's.
Excellent.
Even though I objected.
So we've got Benton and Adric left heading for.
They're
heading for nice.
And John Pertwee.
They're heading for the Keeper of Traken, though, where we pick up somebody else.
Oh, bloody hell.
No, we don't pick her up technically until Legopolis.
Oh, yeah, but we meet him there.
So we pick up 2 in Legopolis, yeah.
Oh,
so who is it then in Legopolis that's going off to their brand new job? We'll determine the job when we know the person is.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
All right, go.
But we won't.
Oh, Lee's away again.
He was going for the fucking wheel again.
Frozen Lee.
Frozen Lee and his power, he is. Sorry, lads, as the only representative left of the Polish box here. Oh no, here he is.
Okay, you're the best one.
Oh,
hi, Lee.
I was back just in time to hear that. Former guest.
It's always like, oh, Cameron and his country internet.
Yeah, I know.
What's happening tonight?
Lee, I think it's your wheels of decision are
I
just
think it
too
might be. I've
powerful
got one of them
for
open
your
in Chrome, and
broadband.
that sucks a lot of memory. So I think that's what's going on tonight.
Yeah.
Although it was quite good because I did have my own revelation of the Daleks moment there, because Joe just went, "We're going to go to freeze frame," and then it dropped out, so I didn't hear who's going to go. So who's there?
Blackpool. It's always Blackpool.
Well, so we're at Keeper Tracking, but we don't know whether or not we're introducing Nissa. Well, who will be Nissa now, or in Legopolis? Because technically, she only becomes a companion in Legopolis, but also she's introduced beforehand.
Also, the Tegan surrogate, we don't know who that's going to be or what job they're starting until we know they are.
So give us 2 spins and 2 companions.
Okay, just so I know who's been kicked out, because I missed who went.
Oh, the Brigadier and
Barbara's immune system.
Okay. The romantic tale. I'm glad they've gone to be happy.
It's a tale as old as time.
Boy meets girl. Girl turns out to be immune system. Immune system and boy run off together.
Girl's in a nuclear reactor. Girl ends up splitting apart her atoms across space and time. Rejoins together. Girl becomes sort of some kind of godlike entity, and this is it. You fall in love. It's fine.
And the Brigadier's going to spend the rest of his life splitting her atoms, if you know what I mean.
Probably.
On that note, shall we go to tracking?
Yes, please.
Let's see. The Third Doctor Adric and Sergeant Benton in the TARDIS then. Let's go back to the companion wheel and give it a spin. Who is coming on board? It's Stephen.
Stephen. And do we get one more?
Stephen.
Shall we do it now?
Yeah, why not?
Might as well,
Okay.
yeah.
Right, let's do
It's
that
an
then.
all-male TARDIS team. It is, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Oh,
Might be another
heaven.
one joining the mix here, Joe. Let's
Oh,
find
come
out
on,
what's
Ben.
in the wheel
Come
one
on,
more
Ben.
time. Is it going to be a sausage fest? It is, because Ben Jackson's on board. Let's give
Is
Joe
that
just a
4
moment
men
to compose
or 5
himself.
Okay.
5 men in the TARDIS.
Pertwee's boys, they called them.
Stephen is in his skimmer on the way to Space Academy. That's his new job, driving around spaceships.
With his Aunt Vanessa.
That's right. And he, unfortunately, they haven't got a spare power module, which breaks down, so they're stuck on the sort of the lay-by in space. And the TARDIS materializes. Who's the master now, by the way?
Oh, it'll be a new one, won't it? Because we've kind of swapped.
Ooh,
Who's the kind of 80s female master if we're kind of carrying on the
Sandra Dickinson?
She's got the job.
Yeah?
Hired.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. She was in everything else in the 80s, wasn't she? Let's be honest. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. So what happens? So they all join the TARDIS. Obviously, Sandra Dickinson is Ben's mom, right? But inhabited by the Master.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
So is Sandra Dickinson doing a terrible Cockney accent as well?
Yeah, in that high pitched.
Yeah.
Oh,
somebody
Governor!
Yeah, something like that. Apple and peas.
Get around,
I got me tissue compression eliminator.
Isn't it just Barbara Windsor?
I'm the Master, and you invite me.
I am Rotal.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. It sounds great. So hang on, who the fuck's in the TARDIS now? Pertwee, Ben.
Well, we've reached Legopolis in the company of John Pertwee, Adric, Stephen, Ben, and Sergeant Benton.
Oh my god, that's an orgy right there. And we've got basically we're in the sauna in Castrovalva, aren't we? Let's be honest.
They're all fucking, and John Pertwee's in the corner just sucking his own cock. It's not gay if it's your own penis, that's what John said.
If you will excuse me for 5 minutes, thank you very much.
Well, the four of them are going to move through the Doctor to such an extent he regenerates, so shall we find out who's joining the orgy?
Oh, let's
yes.
Oh,
Colin! Come on, Colin! Now's your
Colin,
time to shine! With your
Let's
coat
go.
of many colours.
The Doctor's spinning. And find out who our new 5th Doctor will be. It will be
Come on, Colin, you can do it.
Peter Davison.
That'll be the old one.
Boo.
Well, I think it's safe
Yeah,
to
that's
say
it eventually, I suppose.
Yeah. I think it's safe to say we've got Stephen in there, right? And Ben.
Yes.
The Doctor's very much a support character in this run of stories for a bit. Like, doesn't get a lot to do or say. It's really called Stephen and Ben at this point.
Can we have a burgeoning romance between Stephen and Ben, please? Just because I want it.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Thank you. Okay. What? So in Kinder, when we head into the dark places of the inside, what are we talking about?
Oh, it's Sergeant Benton. Because there's some dark places of the inside of John Levine.
Okay.
They're stuck in there forever.
Oh my god! And when he comes
It's-
out of the trance, right, when the Mara's taken over him, it's just like John Levine at one of those conventions, railing at the world, you know?
Yeah.
I beat a rapist to death!
I'll stand on his fucking throat and kill him.
Oh man.
People might say we're being unrealistic, but please check out those interviews, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're bleak.
Also, in Earthshock, we've got to kill somebody off in a heroic act.
But before we do that, who's meeting their double in Black Orchid?
Ben, please.
The two Bens.
Please, Ben and Ben, yes.
You're up for some Ben on Ben action, are you?
Yeah, definitely.
God.
Wow.
We We could have it as like a farce, you know. You fucked the wrong Ben, you know, or something like that, in and out of rooms.
Hang on, is Adric still there as well? This TARDIS is very crowded. We've still got Adric, right?
Yeah, Adric is still here. So we've got Peter Davison as a
You
doctor.
brought in the wild
Adric,
card,
Stephen,
Dylan.
Ben, and
You're the
Benton.
one that's.
I fucked
We're
this up. didn't I?
drowning in testosterone here, aren't we?
Yeah, and
A
Adric.
little bit.
So who are we smashing into Dinosaur Earth?
Oh, it would be too easy to say Adric, wouldn't it?
No.
Well, Mark gets to decide this one, so it's going to be Joe, Dylan, and Cam to pitch their ideas.
Right. For like Earth shock smashing into the planet. Oh God. You got to go with Benton because I think the idea of him actually trying to do mathematics to work a bloody spaceship is just quite funny.
I want the same scenario, but he's not doing mathematics. He's trying to finish his Hollywood screenplay, and he's just about to click send to John Travolta. Hits the wrong button, and it explodes.
It would have been amazing. I want to say
I'd
that
cast John Travolta.
Benton is so fucking useless. He's such an idiot that the Doctor pre-programmed the freighter so it wouldn't hit the Earth. But Benton didn't know that. And so he's literally there at the console thinking he's trying to save the day, but actually crashes the ship into the planet like a numpty.
And what's good about this is that in a few years' time, when Keith Barmfather does his independent drama, Wartime will star Adric.
Yes.
Sorry, just showing you my bum again.
Well, when I get a flash of Dylan's crack, let's go to Mark.
Back to the dark places of the inside. Look.
I think it's the screenplay.
It needs to be destroyed, Mark. Let's be honest.
It does. It does. His sort of Da Vinci Code National Treasure ripoff, destroying John Levine and the dinosaurs. I think that's Let's go with that.
Okay, so Benton is gone. He's now a sticky pulp on the Earth's surface.
If you asked any sane person, we can erase John Levine's screenplay, but we do have to murder every dinosaur on planet Earth as well. Everybody would say, "Yeah, do it." Right?
Yeah,
we've also still got Adric, which I think is very funny.
Yeah.
Adric alive at all.
It's all right. He's going to be hanging out with a load of lepers next season.
Because we've got Mordred Undead next, right? And I think
we got Time Flight first of all, where John.
Oh
Levine
yeah, we've got Time Flight. They got some more in the death of John Levine, of course. Sorry.
Before we go on to that, talking about the death of John Levine, the two lines casually mourning Benton at the end of Earthshock suddenly work much better.
Yes. And it would make sense in why in Time Flight they're like, oh, fuck that, let's go to the Great Exposition.
Yeah.
Who cares about him?
So we have Peter Davison as the Doctor, Adric, Stephen, and Ben as the companions, running from Time Flight up to Terminus. So how's that going to pan out?
I mean, I'm convinced that John Levine is the only actor that could deliver those three lines that Matthew Waterhouse had in Time Flight worse.
Yeah.
So, happy days. We're doing the Mara again, aren't we?
Yeah. Snake Dance.
Who's
Snake Dance,
in last time? I can't remember.
It was Benton.
Oh yeah, if we killed Benton, yeah, that's true.
No.
Well, then Ben's going to have a go this time, but it's not the Mara in this one. It's Kato Mara.
I've got it. Right. It turns out, right, that Ben and Benton were bumming, and there's just a tiny bit of semen left inside Ben, and that's what the Mara latches hold of to take over the body and mind of Ben.
Some old cum in his anus.
It's no worse than the things you've been coming out with.
Yeah.
You're having Barbara's immune system raped on a daily basis.
What is the shelf life on Benton's cum?
We're just sort of clinging onto his colon, it's just there.
Happy Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
We needed to find a way for someone to be taken over. Oh, then of course we've got Mordred Undead with the two mothers from Avengers meeting in different time zones.
Of course.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And then we need to introduce someone evil.
Someone who's trying to kill the Doctor,
yeah.
Yeah. So let's spin the wheel and find out who that's going to be then. Let's go back to the companion. Producer Roman. Joining the TARDIS crew is going to be Sarah Jane Smith.
Evil
wow.
bitch. Evil bitch.
Evil Sarah Jane. And I think she's working for Miss Winters.
Yeah.
So there we go. Sarah Jane comes in, but we are going to have to write somebody out at this point because it's another companion exit. So we have Adric,
Who have we
Stephen,
got? Who do we
Ben,
have?
and
Yeah,
Sarah
right,
Jane.
okay.
I'd like to write out Sarah Jane Smith.
Well, you might well get that option, Dylan, because it is your choice to decide. So, Joe, Mark, Cam, who are you kicking out the
Who want to
TARDIS?
hang out with a load of horrible lepers? I can't think. Who is it? Adric and who? Adric, Ben.
Ben.
Oh, Ben, sorry.
Adric, Ben, and Stephen. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I think Adric stays behind on the ship to help with the medical research because then he'll know he was right. Oh, he's gone again. Carry on though.
He must be tickling that wheel again.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you, Mark? You really want to get rid of Adric?
No, I'm going to get rid of Sarah Jane. Because I think she's a journalist, and she's evil, and she was trying to kill the Doctor in Modern Undead, but she's realised that the error of her ways, and to atone for that, she's decided to stay on the leper ship and report about it and tell their story and get the truth out there about these evil medical companies that have allowed this to happen. So she's gonna stay behind.
It's like the one plot conclusion that may actually happen in real life that we've discussed.
I think we have got rid of Sarah Jane in 2 stories, and Adric is still the longest running companion. So we're doing the Lord's work here.
I didn't even give a reason on the person.
I don't care. He's one.
I was going to say Adric's smelly pajamas were so stinky that they all mistook him for one of the lepers, and you got shut in a room with a load of them. But poor Sarah Jane.
That's a good one.
There you go.
And when the Adric Adventures happens in the reboot in 2005,
Oh God.
Golden Age.
I had wonderful times out
that's
there.
next Christmas.
Yeah.
So there we go. We barely even knew her. She's no sooner set foot in the TARDIS and she's out the
She
door.
was trying to kill him, though, wasn't she? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I suppose, yeah.
Okay, so we're back to Adric, Stephen, and Ben as the companions. So that's the run from Enlightenment.
That means nobody leaves until Resurrection of the Daleks.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So we can write out more than one person, right?
Well,
or do we have to stick to the?
You have to stick to the number that leave. So it'll only be one. But the next companion exit goes.
But could we kill off somebody randomly? Does Ben go in the night between the King's Demons and the 5 Doctors? He's with Dickie Ticker.
Just to remind you, though, actually,
we've got to
you
do
do have
the
your
5
wild card to
Doctors
place
with
that.
the 5 Doctors with. Hang on, who was the first Doctor again?
So our 5 Doctors would be Troughton as the first Doctor, McCoy as the second, Hartnell as the third, and Pertwee as the fourth.
Well, not too different.
So no, it'd be Richard. It would be Richard Herndl as the third.
Yeah.
That's...
Oh, Sandra Dickinson's back as the Master, obviously trying to help them all out.
Yeah, we've got the Vervoids in there. We've
Quarks.
got one Quark.
That's all we could afford.
Yeah.
This would have been cancelled long ago.
We've got loads of clangers.
There's loads of clangers.
I think Michael Grave would be paying attention about now, going, this is gold.
We
Give them a bigger budget.
We finally meet the Soup Dragon in the form of Rassilon.
That's right. And all those old companions are back. Barbara's immune system, all of them.
Yeah, they're all there. The fleshy question mark that is prolapsed Sarah Sutton makes a cameo.
Oh, God almighty.
Right, okay.
All right. Well, let's skip to the resurrection of the Quarks then, shall we? And who are we writing out in that one?
Lee's frozen again. So
we don't need him until the next story. Don't worry.
Warriors of the Deep, The Awakening Frontiers. Anything exciting happen there?
Not really. The TARDIS explodes.
Really.
Yeah. Who would be sickened
who's
by the
traveling with
violence?
a Gravis and Oh yeah, I suppose we're going to go to that, aren't we?
Yeah, who would be sickened by that? Like, who would be? Oh, I can't be doing this anymore.
Who have we got left?
So we've got
Ben.
So in the turrets at the moment we have Adric, Stephen, and Ben are the companions.
Oh, I think Stephen's done by Resurrection of the Daleks.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I think he's seen enough, especially with what Ben and Benton were up to.
Well, it's Cameron's choice.
I think it's Stephen as well. I think it's because we saw what happened in the massacre, and Resurrection of the Daleks is a massacre. So I think he would be like, "Fuck this, I'm off."
I'd like to think that, obviously, because it's the Quarks in that story, I'm replacing the Movellans with the cleaning robots from Paradise Towers. So they're at war with each other, creating this huge massacre at the end of it. And Stephen just sees all these bodies and destroyed cleaning robots and says, "I'm done."
Yeah. Okay. And I'm going Stephen, as I said, just because he saw all the stuff that Ben and Benton were up to. And after he saw what they did in the swimming pool, he could never go for a swim again.
So there you go, Cam. Those are your choices. Which one are you running with?
We'll go with Mark's choice.
Okay.
Thank you.
There we go. That is sealed the fate of Ian.
Stephen empowered the Doctor, though, eh?
Just before we move on, there was one comment I was going to bring up just before my internet dropped out, and it's quite the image. Stephen takes his trousers off in Terminus.
Oh, yes.
Better Purvis pants. Purvis in his pants.
And Daniel really has been keeping track tonight. I'm glad somebody has, because he says Peter Davison holds Charles Hawtrey Quark Davros at gunpoint in Resurrection of the Daleks.
Oh, please, Daniel, will you make that for us? Make that image for us. We need it.
So Stephen is gone. We are left with Adric and Ben as the companions for Planet of Fire. So one is going to have to go, and we're going to have to bring somebody in this story.
Who's swimming around in the bikini?
I was going to say, this person will be seen in a bikini rising out of the water.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever's the Turlo is literally going to throw down their trousers and jump in.
Daniel Craig came out of the water in Casino Royale. Men can come out of the water sexually as well.
Of course. Yeah,
but you're talking about Matthew Waterhouse here.
Depends what men we've got left on the wheel, I suppose.
I want to see Michael praising his wife fronts, so it's going to be. I'm going to say Ben's going to leave in this story.
Have we all noticed how ineffective Peter Davison's Doctor is in the stories that he's actually in?
He's done nothing, has he?
No.
Yeah. So I'm going to write him out at the end of that. We discover his long lost brother in Lanzarote. And I don't know, they go for a piss up. My brain's frazzled.
Well, you get to choose this one anyway, Joe. But
okay.
So
do we know who we're bringing in though?
Well, we'll bump one out and then we'll go to the next one. Or if you want to bring them in now, if that helps.
Well, no, because Perry comes in Planet of Fire.
Okay, right, we'll do that then.
Yeah, you see Perry first.
Bring our newbie in then. Let's go back.
I mean, it could still be Perry, right? Have we had Perry already?
No, we have Perry.
Oh.
Someone else, I can't remember who it was. Right, let's see who's joining us. Let's spin the wheel. Coming in on Planet of Fire, we have Victoria.
So we want to see her in a swimming costume being carried out of the water by Ben.
But it would be like one of those old Victorian swimming costumes. You don't see anything.
Do you know, I can't help but notice, right, something's gone wrong here, because we've only got 2 companions left, and yet there's 5 on the fucking wheel. Have you noticed?
No, we've got a few. Don't worry.
So still to come in, we've got Ace, Liz, Joe, Tegan, and Turlough.
Yeah, but we're only replacing Mel and Ace on this.
Perry, Mel, and Ace, yeah. So 3.
Yeah. Okay, we'll need to double up at one point. Something's gone wrong somewhere along the line.
Who have we forgotten then? Really?
It's going to be even worse if we play our wild cards.
I would like to play my wild card now, please.
Okay.
And reintroduce.
Oh, God.
reintroduce Dodo into Planet of Fire.
Dodo is coming in.
Is going to be scantily clad in her bathers, coming up the sea like Ursula Andress.
Okay. So there we go. That's our new TARDIS team at this point. We have Peter Davison, Adric, Victoria, Ben, and Dodo.
And we need to write one of them out.
One needs to go.
Please don't write out Dodo. She's only just come back.
Interesting. I think Ben is on Khan, and he falls into the volcano, but there's a giant catapult in there that twangs him out of the volcano, and he lands on a spike and dies.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that does sound suitably Sayward, doesn't it?
Suitably Sayward.
Who's next? So,
if he had the budget.
What about you, Mark?
Catapulting volcano. What is it with you and lava today?
Well, there is lava in Planet of Fire, so I thought.
Yeah, there is. I think Ben, and he leaves to have a little smooch with Peter Wingard.
There we
and
go.
Live happily ever after.
Finally, the happy ending for Peter Wingard after the cottaging incident.
Yeah, exactly.
And Cam, how about you? Who's going and how?
Ben lands at a volcano because he thinks it's Aberdeen.
Does he have a spoon in him as well?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a bit of celery.
Unfortunate instant with a bunch of celery, yes.
Okay. All right, Joe, those are your choices. Who is going?
Just because my long-held dreams of skewering Ben will be coming to life, I'm going with Dylan's.
Excellent. So when I said a spike, the spike is Joe's penis.
That's right. And when you said for his chest, you meant for his arse.
That's exactly it.
Christ alive!
It was so big it came out of his mouth and he was dead.
Death by Joe Ford's penis.
Wouldn't be the last.
Your Honour.
Next year, can we rewrite the...
I've realised why we've got 5 left.
Why is that?
It's because you added the brig, Mike Yates and Sergeant Benton.
We didn't do them.
Right. Okay.
That's why.
Can we
go
do
all the way back then, Mark, to figure that out?
I think we should do a surprise death of somebody at some point. How about that?
Okay.
Anyone can throw it in at any point. How about that?
Right. Secondary wild card then. You can write somebody out. Okay. Talking of writing people out with the Caves of Androzani now. So we're going to have to find a way for Dave to go. Yeah. I mean, it could just be exactly
just the same. But it's, wait, who's in the TARDIS
now? We have Adric, Victoria, and Dodo.
Oh yeah, Dodo's back.
They are like
whose
the
cleavage
worst
is cradling Davison?
I was just about to say, he ends up having a drink, like, or missing out on drinking some bat's milk, and he's cradled by a topless Adric.
No simple solution to this.
Yeah.
He commits suicide because Adric, Dodo, and who? Victoria.
Victoria.
That's it.
That is literally the holy trinity of companions.
Shoving spectrocks into his mouth.
He was like, "Jeez, I thought it was bad enough with Adric, Tegan, and Nissa, but look at this bunch."
Robot Salatine is like, there is a cure. He's like, don't care, mate. Fuck these guys.
Wait.
That TARDIS is like guzzling down that spectrock stuff.
Wait, we forgot about Chameleon.
No, we've not. Who wants Chameleon? Come on.
All right, Dodo's Chameleon in this scenario. I think killing himself because of his companions. Surely the way he's going out, guzzling spectrocks.
Yeah. So there we go. That is how Davison leaves us, which means it's time to bring a new doctor into the equation.
It's going to be Colin, isn't it?
Don't be Colin. Yeah. Oh no.
We got two
Colin, because that would mean that Tom Baker killed Doctor Who rather than made it the most popular thing in the
world. Let's find out which Baker's coming in then. Let's spin the wheel. We have Tom Baker as our new sixth
He's got the shortest era of all time.
Alright, so Tom Baker comes in in his post-regenerative crisis, and he throttles Dodo to death Actually, that's the surprise killing off.
Well, I agree with that, but I think it should be Victoria, not Dodo.
Because Adric's too weak to kind of pull them off, so to speak. And
this is mid-80s Tom with the short hair and quite a severe drinking problem as well. So
yeah. So he kills one of his companions, feels really guilty about it, decides, my God, what have I done? I'm going to go and live as a hermit, and then the whole twin dilemma carries on as it was. But with Adric and either... Who's deciding here? Are we killing off Dodo or Victoria?
Well, I think instead of throttling Victoria, I should disembowel her on the floor.
That's better. Yeah.
Very Saywood, you know. Lots of
and then
blood.
for some reason, Adric, who's lost his mind, just starts licking the blood up off the floor.
Some people said the show went off the rails at this point, you know.
Okay, so who do you think we're going to kill off then? Well, put your votes forward.
I'm going to have to say Victoria after she got disemboweled, unfortunately.
Difficult to argue with it, is it? Cam?
Okay.
Yeah, let's go Victoria.
I'm assuming you're going down as well, Mark, yeah?
Tom Baker, Matthew Waterhouse, and Jackie Lane.
And then Tom Baker, right, when he sort of clears his head a bit, he does that scene from Rocky Horror, you know, where they all have dinner and he's cutting away the meat and they're all having a slab of meat on their plate and then pulls away the tablecloth and there's disemboweled Victoria underneath and that's who they're eating. What do you think?
I love
Bloody hell.
Isn't that just
a bit like the New Adventures, isn't it?
So there we go. Now Victoria's been disemboweled in the tub.
It's interesting, isn't it? Well, Tom Baker as the Sixth Doctor. I think you could. I think broadly those stories work out the same because it's probably just a little bit less big words, but like he's still quite bombastic.
Yeah, quite bullshit. Yeah.
Like in terms of what the Doctor is at that point, I think it would probably still be the same. And actually, the horror. That would be an interesting experiment because all the horror and violence of it, which was fine when Tom was the Doctor, well, it kind of wasn't because there was like letter writing campaigns and things like that. But people broadly are fine with that, but feel like the Saywood era is too graphic, too unpleasant. Having it with Tom and Adric and Dodo, I think it would still be too horrific because you wouldn't have that kind of lovely dynamic with Tom and Liz because you'd be like, no, they all hate each other. Why am I watching? This is horrible.
You realise what we've done then? Dodo is going to be losted the galaxy wide, just like Perry was. She will be the object of
it'll be Adric. It'll be Adric. Everyone will be coveting Adric's arse. Across all the time.
Suddenly make that scene in Time Lash, you know, where Perry's sort of got that bomb around her neck and that enormous penis is attacking her in the caves. Well, if that was Adric, that would make perfect sense.
I refer you to The Creature from the Pit, where he just got down on his knees and took it.
That's true.
Who have we got in the two Doctors? Is it Sylvester McCoy?
So the two Doctors will be Tom Baker and Sylvester McCoy, yeah.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
Wow. Tom Baker and Sylvester McCoy cutting about in Spain, yeah.
That'd be sheer anarchy as well. That'd be good fun.
Can't we send them somewhere a bit crazier than Spain? No, come on. There's Tom and Sylvester.
New Orleans.
Detroit. Compton, 1986.
Deal.
Adric is the founder member of the Bloods gang. That's what happens in that.
Later joins in.
And then the show gets put on hiatus because of that exact storyline.
Yeah.
Step too far. The disemboweling was all right, but that's too much. Oh, hang on a minute. Are we putting Tom Baker? We putting Tom Baker on trial?
Tom Baker will be going on trial.
He will be, yeah.
Crimes against alcohol.
Terror of the Daleks.
The Valiant
and
Tom Baker.
Oh.
Is it still Jason? Because him.
Why not?
Who?
Okay, fine. Paul Daniels.
No. Surely it's got to be a woman, right? Victoria Wood.
I'm there for any of them.
I can see Victoria Wood as a kind of alternative Inquisitor. Don't know if I can see her as a villain.
Yeah.
Who would be a good villain in the 80s?
Jim Davison.
Victoria Wood.
Let's do it. Jim Davison in leather. That's the value.
I've got to have my second Grego moment and go to the toilet here. I'm obviously very weak-bladdered. You guys chat amongst yourself. There's nobody watching, right?
Just go against the wall. You'll be all right.
Can you smell piss?
He's cosplaying.
Boys nowhere to be seen.
He's cosplaying whatever fucking Dr. Sylvester McCoy was.
So we're up to the trial season at this point. Mind Warp will be next, but that's going to be the point we're going to lose somebody. So we're going to have to wait for Dylan coming back from his.
Well, we've either got to murder somebody or marry somebody.
Oh God!
But interesting with Mind Warp, you've now got 2 companions in this whole era. I suppose that's weird. Because there's not a lot for Perry and the Doctor to do in that era. Because Edward's not a fan. And he spends so long before the Doctor gets in. So would he be more of a fan of Tom Baker and give him more stuff to do in those stories? Who knows?
Well, let's start in Mind Warp while we wait for Dylan to come back and he can jump in then. So somebody's going to get their brains scooped out and shoved into a slug. So it's down to Adric and Dodo for that terrible fate. Or
Adric, the longest-serving Doctor Who companion of all time, obviously.
Beloved.
I feel like it should be Dodo because, she's been lusted after by all these terrible people. And, let's put her out of her misery now. Yeah. Let's put her down.
Doesn't it's the kindest thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the that was taking place in the show as well. It can be something completely different if you want. So, or you can stick with the original. Entirely up to you.
Who's choosing? Sorry.
So it will be yourself, Mark, who gets to decide.
Oh, okay. I'll shut up.
One of the 2 of them. So
I'm going to say that they cut open Dodo's head and realised there was nothing in there at all. So it was the perfect space for Kib's new brain. And so they shoved his brain in there. And then she went on to be like the super villain for the rest of the TV show.
Okay, so that's one for
Evil
Dodo. Evil Dodo. Yeah. Dylan. Dodo or Adric? What's their fate?
I'm going Dodo, obviously, because Adric is companion immortal. And it is the same fate, except Dodo's brain gets put into Lord Kiv, and she lives happily ever after as
that's nice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, eating those marsh minnows, having a great time.
And finally, Cam, who are you writing out and why?
Adric ends up getting his brain swapped for the Vidi printer from Grandstand. Because that's probably more charismatic.
I am keeping Adric in because we've had him with John Pertwee, we've had him with Peter Davison, now we've got him with Tom Baker. I'm going to go with Dylan's happier ending. I think, a happy ending, living as a capitalist slug. What more can you ask for?
It's all you can hope for in this life these days, isn't it?
That's the dream.
Well, exactly.
Look where socialism got Jeremy Corbyn.
Yeah, exactly. If you can't beat him, join him.
So Dodo goes off to become a capitalist slug, which means we're going to have to bring somebody else in for Terror of the Vervoid. So
you mean Terror of the Cybermen, don't you?
Cybermen. Right. Let's bring up the companion wheel and give it a spin. Who?
Oh, we've lost him and the wheel.
Still hear the music though.
I know, that's the main thing.
Yeah, the music's still going.
Look at his face.
Oh no!
That is the exact face when you've been caught having a wank. Look how he's frozen.
It's like when they caught Leslie Grant on that.
Oh dear. There's a bit, yeah.
Oh, I hope he doesn't watch that bit back.
Lee would have appreciated that joke if he was here.
Should we just say, oh, it was Ace? We'll just do that.
No,
We've decided.
we've only got 2 companions to go and 5 to choose from.
What? Does anybody remember? Oh no, he's back. Oh no, is he back?
Oh, we got the 2 Lees! There's the Christmas special we deserve.
Definitely. You've all been very bad spelling this year, and you're going to get 2 of me.
No. Although there's a new fantasy for the wag back there. Thank you very much.
Your standards are so low.
They're in fact very high. Take the compliment.
I'll take that. Okay, did you see the result of that spinning wheel?
No.
Okay.
So fuck
In that
off.
case, I will bring it back up
We were
because
all
we
saying
have
disparaging remarks about your frozen face.
Liz Shaw joining the TARDIS.
No.
Does it
Liz,
mean
Tom and Adric?
Does this mean in Dragonfire all 3 of the others are going to join?
I think so, yeah, because we're gonna go.
Lads, you guys have still got to play your wild cards. We're going to have the biggest
No, I think.
ever.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Survival's going to be like a Phantom Films event.
Yeah, basically, what we should have done at Spearhead, we should have chosen our unit family, shouldn't we? That's probably
It should be fun, really, yeah.
Oh, well.
Well, we'll know for
Yeah,
next
very
year.
Never mind. Yeah.
So we go through. So we go to we're in Terror of the Vervoid, Terror of the Cybermen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where Liz Shaw gets no backstory whatsoever. She's just dumped in the TARDIS.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
Adric.
Yeah. And where we discover that who did we kill off again in Mind Warp?
That would have been Dodo.
Dodo is in fact not a capitalist slug, but as having a successful romance with
Brian Blessed. Well, if it's not
I think it
Brian
should still be
Blessed,
Brian Blessed, yeah.
yeah.
no Eric Saywood. You know,
Patrick Stewart.
God.
If it's a choice between death and a romance with Eric Saywood, I'm going death.
imagine Jackie Lane and Eric Saywood in that pink heart. It would just be awful. Oh God Almighty! Oh, and now we need a new Doctor.
Well,
Can only be
That
one.
image in my mind's eye.
Only one Colin Baker.
Finally, Colin didn't get sacked. Yeah,
And he's in Time and the Rani.
but he kills Doctor Who. So.
Oh no.
Well,
Our
it was
new
in
7th Doctor is Colin Baker with Adric and Liz Shaw as his companions.
Well, I think
Can
the
you
Rani-
imagine them bringing up Tom Baker after 2 seasons to say, "Well, we're bringing back Doctor Who, but not with you"?
Yeah, it's not
We're
working.
bringing
Yeah.
it back with Colin.
Wow.
The Rani definitely impersonates Adric mincing about in the
Yeah.
corridor.
Yeah.
Oh God Almighty!
I think, they have a fun time, Liz Shaw, but, and Adric and the Doctor. They go to Paradise Towers, Delta and the Bannermen, but Liz has had enough by Dragonfire, surely.
Yeah.
Well,
I suppose it must,
Del and
time
the
I must be
Bannerman.
going.
Del and the Bannerman. Who is it that's given the sort of Deltan princess like romance advice?
Adric.
Yeah. Adric's seen a lot in his time.
He's the longest serving companion. He's the wisest.
He's
of them.
braiding her
no.
hair. He's
Yeah.
braiding her hair and talking about boys. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
exactly. What's Liz going to do? Liz has got no personality at this
He
point.
would certainly be screaming his head off when that mucky green baby emerges out of that
Yeah.
egg, wouldn't he?
It's Adric that hangs out with Pex in Paradise Towers.
Oh,
Mhm.
God. That could be a pin-up in DWM, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Like a poster.
Exactly. They're the hottest couple of the year.
And then who's leaving in Dragonfire then?
I mean, it's Liz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta be Liz.
Are we getting rid of Liz at this point?
Let's get rid of Liz
Yeah,
and bring
let's
in
do
our
it.
other
Yeah, let's get rid of
10
Liz.
companions.
Okay, well, let's spin the wheel and find out who's going to be joining us. I mean, it's kind of... I'm not
If
putting
it's
emphasis on the
Ace,
full
I'll
off, but
just
we'll do
laugh
it
my
anyway.
head off.
No, we haven't had Ace yet.
No.
No, it is, yeah.
Oh my God, if she isn't chosen, I mean,
So
please.
here we go. We can either have all 4 or have just one. What do you think?
I think
Just
we
the
should
one.
have all 4.
Okay.
Right, one. One is the requested number.
Yeah.
So just one?
Yeah.
Just one.
Oh, one more then. Who's it going to be?
We're saving the other 3 for the TV movie.
Yeah.
Next
So
year.
it's between Joe, Tegan, Turlow, and Ace. Who is joining the TARDIS for the final run? It's going to be Tegan.
Hey.
Colin, Adric, and Tegan. It was meant to be.
Colin,
Christ.
and Tegan.
Wow.
Did you not see the chemistry between Colin and Janet in A Fix for the Sontarans?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if Tegan actually in the Happiness Patrol runs off with one of the Happiness Patrol members. Like, you know, the one that Ace has a bit of a thing with.
Oh, Leslie Dunlop. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering actually if they hit it off a bit more and they're a couple and actually Tegan only lasts a story. Giving us perhaps a little time for, I don't know, another companion to come in for Silver Nemesis.
You say
You
that just as I've shut down the
desperately
whole
want to
thing.
crowbar Sophie Aldred into this, don't you?
No, Adric Eternal. Well, it's fine. You guys can disagree with me.
I mean, I can see Tegan having a romance with that Nazi from Remembrance of the Daleks. That would be quite fun.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think she'd be on his side? Well,
I'm just imagining Remembrance of the Daleks because the idea is, I suppose, that Patrick Troughton went sort of lands in London to hide this Time Lord weapon of the Clangers. That actually makes more sense because he was more of a sort of manipulator than just William Hartley was just like a grumpy old man who didn't seem to really have any plans for it.
except Troughton was just hiding his money back there, so one of his several wives didn't get their hands on it. That's
what it is. It's just a hovering. It's just a hovering case of money.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess Tegan and Adric make their way through to. I mean, Battlefield, Ghostlight, and Curse of Fenric is where the personal shit really starts to happen. So is it Tegan's mom or Adric's mom?
Adric's family, definitely.
Is it?
Yeah, imagine him going all feral in Survival, you know, having a gay romance with a pussycat.
Yeah,
but
but
I was thinking you just set Survival in in Queensland, you know.
Yeah,
and it's like Neighbours instead of EastEnders, which is what we kind of get.
Who do we want on the rocks in Curse of Fenric going, no, I didn't know it was my mum? Do we want Tegan or do we want Adric?
I do actually think that's a Tegan moment.
Yeah.
That sounds like Tegan.
Waterhouse would be a shrill, though, wouldn't he?
I feel like Adric can have his lesbian moment in Ghostlight, but...
Oh, okay.
Before we get to that, before we carry on with the last couple of stories, I've got some important big news to bring you. Daniel Ronsley says, the Charles Hawtrey Darvish recollection.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Asking you shall receive. Daniel, if you can tweet that at the Polis box, I'll put that up on screen for the big finale.
Brilliant.
Bring it.
Oh my God.
Is that the summation of our work? That diseased picture that's coming our way?
That's our legacy tonight, John.
I think somebody should also mock us up Adric with John Pertwee, Peter Davison. Well, you don't need to do Peter Davison. Tom Baker and Colin Baker. You don't have to do Tom Baker either. Just the other two.
Do we think the series is ending in Queensland with Tegan scissoring a Catwoman and the Doctor and Adric? the Doctor and Adric walking off into the sunset as he goes, you know, somewhere out there. The tea's getting cold. Tea, cold.
There are worlds out there that I haven't massacred yet.
When the TV movie starts, Adric's gone, but he's had a whole rich life in novels, Big Finish audiobooks.
Of
that
course,
they continue to kind of
in the Virgin New Adventures, he's written out and comes back as new Adric. You know,
clad in
leathers with bazookas.
The first Virgin New Adventures opens with Adric in the shower. You know, that's how that goes.
Please take this how you will, but an endless fucking stream of Adric audio dramas from Big Finish that are unrelenting and never
Bill Baggs gets Matthew Waterhouse to pose with a white sheet, just like that.
Well, no, hang on, wait. What would they be called on the BBV audios? You know, like the Professor and Alice and all that. It would have to be.
It'd still be Adric. It'd be the Professor and Adric because
the Joker. Because it's Colin Baker, isn't it now? The Joker and Adric.
Oh, and Adric. And then when he gets in trouble,
and Adric.
When he gets in, when Bags gets in trouble for using the name Adric, he goes, "All right, fine, I'll change it to Adrian."
Adrian Rick.
Oh my
Short for Adrian Rick Gels.
Fatty and Adric. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wow.
What more fitting end to the entire classic run of Doctor Who than that?
Wow.
I wonder if Daniel's going to mock up those BBV images of Sophie Aldred, but with Matthew Waterhouse instead.
If we could get a fake VHS cover for each of the stories we've discussed tonight, that'd be ideal.
That would be ideal. Yeah.
God,
have that.
No.
I'll see if I can get somebody put on the case. So there you go. That is the entirety of the classic era of Doctor Who rewritten in one night. We finally made it to the end. But Joe, this is the real legacy of our work tonight. It's from Daniel Ronsley, who provides us with this startling image.
Incredible.
Absolutely terrifying. Look at Leslie Grantham.
My God.
You're like, what the fuck's going on?
Leslie Grantham's going, I was better off in prison.
Oh, Daniel, you're a genius.
And if that, folks, isn't worth 3 hours, 10 minutes of your time on a Wednesday night, then I don't know what is.
Oh, boy, oh, boy.
I don't know about you, but I'm physically and mentally exhausted.
It's all it took to write 60 years of Doctor Who, 3 hours.
Yeah, take a note, Joe, with your fucking Strictly Come Home 9 hours.
No, I'm just talking about all the others that took 60 years. Oh.
So there we go. That is an alternative history of Doctor Who. Mark, Joe, Dylan, thanks very much for joining us in this epic episode of the Post Box.
It's been
A long stint, but we got there in the end. Before we let you go, anything you're involved in you want to plug while you're here that folk might not necessarily know about?
Everyone knows, right?
Is it just the usual stuff?
Everyone knows.
Everyone knows.
I'm on Dylan's Christmas special of 2 Up TV. It's really funny, and I mean, I'm trying to say that in a way that I'm like, because I fucking am, but no, genuinely, I was like, I hate listening back to things that I've been on, and I was listening to it going, God, this is good. This is actually the sort of podcast that I would listen to and enjoy. Like, oh my God.
It's me, Mark, and Luke Malloy looking at the Christmas songs of Doctor Who stars and a couple of other bits as well. And I mean, look, it's got music in it.
I mean, if he's plugging yours, then please let me plug Mark's, because I have had so much fun listening to it. The one you brought out last week, he's very good, isn't he?
Oh, Andrew Blair, yeah.
Coming with somebody who's not even on podcasts.
I know.
I mean, I didn't agree with a fucking word he said, but he was very eloquent.
Well, I've got Pete Lambert on Sunday, and there's a
he's not eloquent at all, but he's very funny.
There's a proper Christmas Carol moment at the end. That's all I'll say.
Excellent.
Well, if we're all plugging, I'll just say that the season 24 Strictly Come Hamster's coming out on Christmas Day.
Oh, that's so funny.
Featuring...
Am I not supposed to be plugging you?
Oh, yes, sorry, please do. Oh, you've heard that one, actually. Off you go.
No, I'd like to plug Joe Ford's... there's a Strictly Come Hamster coming out on Christmas Day. It's got Joe Ford, Toby Hadoke, Mikey Smith, and Rob Valentine on. Looking at season 24, it's hilarious, it's brilliant, it's funny, it's
really
witty.
good.
Consider yourself plugged.
Also, Mike, you can see Mikey Smith in Panto at the Trinity Arts Centre in Kingsborough until the 31st of December.
Yeah.
He
it's
mentioned
not a joke,
that
you really
a few
can.
fucking times on that podcast.
I might go, actually. I might go. I'm trying to work out dates. I'm like, I could get to Gainsborough
you won't.
back.
Oh, I would go and see my King Panther.
I'm eyeing up 5 p.m. on the 30th of December. That's all. Where
the hell is the Trinity?
I'll get my people to call your people, but I'd be up for that. I'm sure Gainsborough's near London, right?
Well, it's 2 hours from me, which doesn't mean fuck all because I've got to go to Preston No, wait, Doncaster and then getting I don't know.
All right, we don't need to hear about you sorting out your social life. Jesus
Is there a
Christ.
replacement bus that day?
Look at these poor gentlemen. They want to go to bed.
Yeah, so do I, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. I'm knackered.
Oh, he's away again.
He has
So Lee's gone to
Right.
bed, so it only remains for Cameron to say goodnight to everyone.
Well, yes. On. Oh no, he's back again. Hold on. Right.
It's got to the point even internet connections revolting against bus timetables and train journeys and talking.
Can I? Right. Never again do I want to hear Cameron's got country internet. The cows need to step on the treadmill.
I know. I'm going to plug the Ethernet cable back in for the next time.
I would. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go then. That is the entirety of Classic Doctor Who rewritten. Joe, Mark, Dylan, thanks very much for joining us.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
That is indeed.
Thanks for having us, yeah.
Yeah, you're very welcome. That's it from Rust for tonight, but we will be back with you all on the 6th of February next year as we begin Series 5 of the Polis Box Live, where we're putting Cam's choice of Series 7 of Doctor Who and Old Money on trial. So that's going to be Spearhead from Space, Doctor Who and the Silurians, The Ambassadors of Death, and Inferno. We'll be doing all that in the company of some returning faces, otherwise known as Mikey Smith, Jim Cameron, and some bloke called Dylan Rees. And there'll be a number of people making their first foray into the courtroom as well, namely Bob Lowe's, the complete menagerie almost, some combination of all three of them, Toby Haydock, and Kyle Phillips, who's very familiar to one of our number tonight, will be joining us for one of the episodes there. But
you've chosen your season well, you know. Anyone would think a Blu-ray was coming out around that time.
I know. It's weird, isn't it? It's like we've. Yeah.
Pure coincidence, I tell you.
Yeah. We didn't. It's pure coincidence.
So that's what you've got to look forward to in February. But in the meantime, from us, thanks for watching. Thanks for making it through all of this. Thanks for joining in.
Are you talking to us or them?
To everybody who wasn't me. We'll be back on the 6th of February. Until then, have a very happy Christmas, all of you, and a good New Year as well.
Babylon 5 forever!
Merry
Christmas!
Enjoy your Blake Simmons box sets. We'll see you in February. Till then, good night, everybody.
Good night, folks.
Bye.